Nation for March. First time? Here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Baton Rouge. That's code Baton Rouge for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance a home? At GMFS Mortgage, we make it easy because we're local. Our underwriting and processing happens right here in the Baton Rouge office. That means faster approvals, smoother closing, and real people who understand your needs. For over 26 years, we've helped our neighbors in Louisiana achieve the dream of home ownership. Visit gmfsmortgage.com to get started today. We are GMFS Mortgage, your local lender.
GMFS. NMLS number 64997 is an equal housing lender. Mortgages originated at 7389 Florida Boulevard, Suite 200A, Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70806.
Bayou Ford is making mad deals this March and taking $22,000 off MSRP on new 24 Ford F-150 trucks. $22,000 off MSRP on the new Ford F-150 Black Widow truck.
Plus, the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. When we make a deal, we'll pay your trade-off regardless of what you owe.
Shop BayouFord.com or visit us just off I-10 in La Place. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you. $60,000 dealer discount, $5,000 retail cash plus trade assistance. Stock number F4343.
Golfers, mark your calendars for the Brighton School's 18th annual Drive for Dyslexia Golf Tournament at Santa Maria, Monday, March 24th. There's a 4-man scramble with breakfast, lunch, food, and drink on the course, mulligans, even a new golf polo, all benefiting the Brighton School, which is dedicated to preparing students with dyslexia and other learning differences to succeed. Sign up your team and learn more at thebrightonschool.org. The Brighton School, teaching students the way they learn since 1972.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, March 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 74 in hour one of today's show. We'll recap LSU versus Missouri as the Tigers wrapped up their first SEC weekend series. We'll give you an update from spring football practice, and the LSU women's basketball team has their seeding for the NCAA tournament. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from Country Club, Louisiana, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, and welcome in to OTB here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. We are live from the Country Club of Louisiana. We will be out here all show long, and don't worry, T-Bob will be here as well as we get you a recap of what we saw this last weekend, what's going on here in college athletics, because there is a lot to get to. Of course, March Madness was released, so we'll go over some brackets as well. All that coming your way on today's show, but how could we not start with the sweeps that LSU baseball and LSU softball had over the weekend? That's what we called for LSU baseball. It's what we wanted from LSU softball, and they were able to get it done. Softball sweeps Kentucky, a ranked softball team as well. We talked about that. It's not easy. It's not one of those situations where you were playing one of the tournaments where you were supposed to do that. Both sweep their first SEC series of the season. Softball beats Kentucky 4-1, 6-4, 8-2. We'll certainly break those games down. And then the LSU Tigers on the diamond, they sweep the Missouri Tigers. And we started to break down the game, the matchup, and Well, you always want to sweep whenever you see the kind of statistics that Missouri had. But as we all know, it is SEC baseball, and that is never something that can be guaranteed. And you take care of Missouri in the first game, 12-5. You take care of them yesterday, 10-5. And the game on Saturday certainly was a hairy situation at times, but you find a way to win that one 7-6. As you heard Tay say there, we'll get into LSU women's basketball getting a 3 seed. They will yet again host here in Baton Rouge, and you better be ready to stay up late. It is a late boy. They have got a late game against San Diego State coming up, so we'll break all of that down. Again, we are here at Country Club of Louisiana. T-Bob will join us here in a couple of minutes. He was maybe at studio. We'll get to that in a little bit. Yes, Braid, it is okay because we're going to have him join us here in a matter of minutes. But if we start with LSU baseball, we mentioned they win 12-5 in the first game of the series against Missouri. It really set the table for the weekend. And we kind of question, okay, well, what is this going to look like as far as the lineup? Because you played so many players here in the non-con, and you were throwing a lot of different guys out there. Would that continue? And you definitely saw it tighten up a little bit for Jay Johnson. You didn't have all the pinch hitting. You didn't have all the defensive replacements. Now, you did have a pinch hitter who was very impactful in the game, and that was outfielder Jake Brown. He comes into the game, ends up having 4 RBIs. But remember, you go back, you look at some of these box scores from some of these non-conference games, and you were playing 13, 14, sometimes even 15 players. And we asked Jay last week when we caught up with him, is that going to continue? Is that going to be kind of what we can expect from this LSU team because you have so much depth? And the first game out, he played it like he's been playing it over the last couple of years, and you saw everybody kind of tighten up, and their position was their position. There wasn't a lot of movement. Again, Jake Brown being the only guy that ended up coming in, and that was more of a lefty-righty matchup situation. So you had that for LSU baseball, and that was, again, the first game. And you go out there, Cade Anderson strikes out 11. He was dominant on the mound. You jump on Missouri early. You never look back there, and that's what you have to do against a bad baseball team. You have to jump on them. You got to take that life out of them, and that's what LSU was able to get done. They were up 7-2 after 4. Never really looked back. Hello, T-Bob. How you doing? You're going to be freezing cold with your hair wet like that?
Wow. What a morning, guys. What's up? Sorry I'm late. Drove all the way to Guarantee. Then remembered we were out here. I'm standing by this heater for a minute, okay? Yeah. I did not remember we were outside. It's freaking 4 degrees. Y'all continue.
Here, you want to wear this?
Y'all continue to make us suffer the revenges of Poxitani Phil. And just, this is one of those classic Louisiana days where it starts like this, and then like, you're going to be hot here in a little bit. Like, you're going to be sweating come carpool pickup. But, boy, I could cut glass right now.
Yeah, that thing's going to keep you warm, Bo.
Look at this thing. Hell yeah. Whoa, man, what is this? Boy, is this reversible? I flip this out looking like JT?
No, that's silver.
It's like that insulation. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there we go, Jakey.
Yeah.
This is good teamwork right here. Oh, this is so comfy. Whew, it's been a morning, guys. It's been a morning.
I wasn't sure when you're going to get in here. I was like, do I dive into LSU baseball? I was like, how could I not after sweeping Missouri, softball sweeps, Kentucky, gymnastics. I didn't even mention that. They win the SEC.
Yeah.
Women's basketball is going to host again. Great weekend.
It was a great weekend. I mean, I guess there's a million different places where you could start there.
I started with baseball just because I loved Friday night. I love looking up after the 4th inning and you're up 7-2, and you have to do, like when you're playing a bad team, and by SEC standards, Missouri's bad.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right? You have to do that. You got to take all the life out of them early, and we talked about it all last week. I don't know if you caught it as you were walking up, but Jay Johnson's been playing like 13, 14 players in all of these games, and I asked him last week is if it was going to kind of continue, and he was kind of non-committal. He's like, we're going to need everybody, that kind of answer. but you only had like one pinch hitter. And now Jake Brown, who did pinch hit, had 4 RBIs, so very impactful. But it was crazy to see from what they've been doing to see what they did in this first SEC game, and everything just shrunk.
Well, and it's so funny how Jay just knows what buttons to push, right? Like, I kind of assumed that it was going to be Tanner Reeves at third instead of Braswell coming into this, and then who's kind of the most productive guy in game number 3, finding ways to get runs across the plate. So, look, I think this. I think the reaction to the sweep, Jake, is one of the more interesting I've seen. And tell me if I'm off base here, because I've seen people maybe not poo-pooing it, but like, you know, kind of like, oh, it wasn't as dominant as it should have been. And I guess my only thing is, like I saw Hunt Palmer describe it as workmanlike, and that's probably accurate. But I feel like when you're talking about this series, that is legitimate. Like, there's a conversation to be had about why these games are so close, or maybe some of the wobbles that you have. But those are the conversations that have to take place after the ones in which you celebrate all the good this weekend, which was really great offense throughout the weekend and very timely offense throughout the weekend. Like, it seemed like every single time that Mizzou would do something offensively, the LSU bats would waste no time at all immediately responding in the next inning and taking back the lead or extending the lead. And yes, did the bullpen kind of wobble at times and have some tough innings? Was it dominant all throughout? No. But guys found a way, and there were some really big plays created because of it. What was it? Was it Casey Evans who had the back-to-back strikeouts when the bases were loaded, game on the line, and then he comes out next inning, fans 2 more in a row? Like, so what a weekend for LSU baseball. First off, mission accomplished. It's always just to win the game, okay? You swept. Not even I could mush it, right? I tried, but not even I could mush it. You did exactly what you need to. You swept. And, yeah, if you're going to tell me this team doesn't look like a championship caliber team today, I'm going to say, sure, fine. But guess what? I don't care. I need them to look like that in 2.5 months. What a fantastic first step to take care of business and now start 3-0 over the weekend and get yourself tested in some high-leverage, intense SEC baseball scenarios.
Yeah,
God, this jacket's amazing.
It is. I got it for Army-Navy one year. They were like USSA, like they were passing it out to all the media members.
Damn.
Incredible, Jack.
I mean, it's like I feel fine now. I feel perfect. Yeah, right on. Thank you.
You won the weekend 29-16, like when you tally it up, right? If I have my math right. So, I mean, you almost double them up.
Yeah.
And sure, you can want them to beat Missouri by more, but you got like almost everything that you wanted. Like you mentioned, having to find a way on Saturday. It got hairy. It wasn't great. You had some questionable calls behind the dish. Still, you find a way. You jump on them, as we mentioned, on Friday, but then, like, even on Sunday, like, you had a chance to take over the game, and you did.
Yeah.
And you did exactly what you wanted to do. I'm sure if you asked Jay, like, you know, hey, on Saturday, did you kind of like having to go find a way and kind of dig deep and go make some plays? And he'd tell you, yeah, absolutely. So it's a sweep in the SEC. I know Missouri's not a good baseball team, but it's not like it was close. Only one game was close. The other 2, you beat them by at least 5 runs, and you had some guys step up. Offensively, again, you score 29 runs in 3 games.
That's the story for me. The bats all weekend long, so consistent, top to bottom. I mean, like I said, even Brazel at the end there giving you so much production out of the bottom. Stephen Milam continues to be one of the most exciting players to watch, and he's got that great old-school grindy baseball thing, Jake, where you look at him and the uniform's just always dirty as hell, and you're like, yeah, look at that guy. That guy just works. He's just in the dirt trying to do everything he can to make sure this team can get the win.
I still like the fact, and anybody that's been to watch them play, like they know like his size.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he can get that much torque and that much power and like everything
it's crazy
that he does, it's remarkable. And think about it, this is a baseball player that's still young. I mean, he's a sophomore, like true sophomore. And it just feels like he's just continuing to take that step to be the next great one. Not the next good one, but like the next great one. And he started the season kind of at the bottom of the lineup where I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like, is this going to be where he lives? And I think it was just something that Jay was testing, and he can, continue to see him move up, and he's going to be put in those big spots all season long. And then you have this freshman, this incredible freshman that's just setting the table, right? Just continues to get on base, continues to drive runs in, continues to do the small things. And so, like, what they're getting from these young baseball players to me is remarkable.
And defensively, Milam's been fantastic as well. I don't exactly know baseball well enough to know maybe why there was some doubt as to how he would make the transition, but he has been so much fun to watch there.
You just sent like a bat signal to Champ asking a question like that.
No. I just mean that, like, I felt like I heard he was switching to shortstop, and to the baseball layman like me, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Okay, that makes sense. He's like, kind of feels like a shortstop, whatever. And then the baseball guys would be like, well, no, it's maybe going to be a weird fit because of XXX, and whatever it is, it has not been, because he's been awesome. He has highlight plays every single weekend. I thought he was going to make Lynn Rollins' head explode when he tagged the bat and then got that throw over. So it was Stephen Milam's been incredible to watch so far.
Great Lynn moments this week.
Great Lynn moments, always are.
God, well, I'm trying to think. I think he was talking about. Yeah, it was Ethan Fry he was talking about. I think he's from Rose Pine. he's like talking to Ben. He's like, you ever sped through Rose Pine?
Oh, he's dude, like, I heard that was so good.
It makes Livonia look like the Audubon.
That's the best line I've ever heard. Because
anybody's been through Livonia.
I'm about to say, I've gotten a speeding ticket in Livonia.
Every person that's ever been on 190's had a speeding ticket in Livonia.
It makes Livonia looks like the, oh my God, Lynn, take a bow.
It just kept going, though. That's the best part. He just kept going. Like, that's not a big deal.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, again, not a perfect weekend except where it matters in the win column. And, if kind of like what Jake was talking about as well, if you were to ask Jay, maybe over beers, not in a public setting, I think it's not the worst thing to allow some of these bullpen arms, especially a young guy like even like a William Schmidt, right? Like it's not the worst thing to have them kind of struggle in these moments and see what that feels like, but then you still emerge with a win, right? Yeah. So you now have something that you can coach, that you can very clearly coach and say this is where we have to improve, but you're not doing it with an L, with an L mark in the column there. And so, yes, Mizzou's bad, but you took advantage. You beat them handily. 2 of the 3 games, like Jake said, offensively, you were fantastic throughout. Started pitching pretty damn great as well throughout. I guess really the bullpen maybe would be something that struggled over the weekend. But again, these are things that you can now work on. And you did a very good job. I mean, think back to the bases loaded 7th and 8th innings of Saturday night. When you did get into the sketchy situations, you did a very good job of holding the line and not letting it completely spiral out of control. And so overall, great marks for this LSU baseball team as, 3-0. There you go, baby, 3-0. It's all you can ask for every single weekend. Mission accomplished here for weekend number 1. All right, mission accomplished here for segment number 1. Again, sorry about the rocky start, guys, but we are ripping and roaring here on this Monday. Keep it locked on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. That's the website, and on the website you can search the inventory by make and model, by keyword, if you want to do like minivan, truck, whatever, or by budget, if that's going to be the main decider of your next car purchase. Remember, whether you want something brand new, maybe a Toyota certified used vehicle where you still get a great warranty, or you want to lease, all the options are there at All-Star. You can test drive whatever you want. And if you need a body shop or service center, head over there to the All-Star Toyota Collision Center. And you mentioned OTB, you get $250 towards that deductible. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, also ToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Go there today, buy new, leasing, renting, whatever you're looking to do. Everything is available. So if you've got a trip coming up for spring break, you don't have to wait. You can go ahead and reserve that rental vehicle. You need something bigger. You want something better on gas mileage, whatever it might be. Go to the website today to reserve it. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
And to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning. Love. We've come too far to give up.
Welcome to the 7th ranked morning sports show in America. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We are live here at the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament at Country Club, Louisiana. And again, guys, if you don't know about Dreams Come True, it is my favorite cause around these parts. I've been working with Dreams Come True for many, many years now. What Ms. Becky Prejean does with this organization is pretty incredible. I think it's very easy to understand. It is quite simply, essentially, Make-A-Wish, but just for Louisiana kids and Louisiana families. So, when you're talking about, local kids who are going through the toughest situations, and them and their family looking for some respite, for some escape, maybe to Disney, maybe to a big football game, whatever the case may be, Dreams Come True Louisiana makes that happen. DCTofLA.com is where you can go donate. And, again, guys, every little bit helps. I'll try to get the exact numbers again, but I want to say it's around like $3,000 to fund a dream. And so when you think about it, you know, your $20, that actually does mean something. So, like, again, anything that you can give, go out there and continue to support this excellent Louisiana organization, which has made so many literal dreams come true. And I met a bunch of the families, a bunch of the kids, and it's always just, it's awesome. They're the best. So, shout out to Dreams Come True. All right, guys, let's go ahead. We didn't get this show started yet, did it? Let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
You know our friends at Tiger Labor Staffing provide reliable local staffing solutions for warehouse, construction, and manufacturing positions. So, whether you need help with temporary labor and long-term hires, we've got you covered with skilled, dependable workers. Remember, we're locally owned and operated, and we serve Baton Rouge area businesses with flexible service. So if you're dealing with no calls or no shows this morning, if you're short-staffed, give Tiger Labor and Staffing a call today and let them meet your workforce needs. Guys, a hell of a weekend in the capital city, huh? Like Jake said, baseball sweeps. Softball continues to dominate. This softball team is different this season.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, they've got, you know, we don't want to get too over our skis here, but great teams are generally made up of that mixture of, young superstars, one or two thrown in, and then a heavy sprinkling of dominant upperclassmen. And so when I see like Berzon and Coffey are kind of salty old stalwarts that have been doing it forever, and then like Heavner and is it Edward Torrey? But the mixture there speaks to a team that can do some special things. Sweeping top 22 Kentucky over the weekend in Tiger Park. What were the scores here? Friday was 4-1. Saturday 6-4, and then Sunday 8-2, which you love a big dominant win to close out the sweep, knowing what's on the line on a Sunday.
Yeah, outscored them 18-7 when we're looking at the box scores here, and that's what's different. And I'm glad you kind of phrased it that way. We've seen really good softball teams here.
Yeah.
I mean, since we've been doing this show, since I've been back, since you've been back, I mean, they've been one of the better teams in the SEC, right? But they're looking to get over that hump. They're looking to get to a point where they're like a championship team, like a true national championship team, because they've been close before. This does feel different because of all the reasons you laid out there. Like, they didn't just beat Kentucky. They dominated Kentucky, who, again, top 25 softball team. And so you look at what they've done, and last year they were undefeated, but you kind of get into the SEC. They got punched a little bit. They're still a good softball team, but this one feels like they're going to be doing the haymakers. They're not going to have to like counterpunch and figure it out. Like, they feel like they are going to be the one on the front foot that everybody else has to kind of figure out. So that's what's kind of different about this team than in years past. So it's exciting. And now you've got to go to Georgia coming up next weekend, but you're a legit, like, there's nothing fluky about you being number 4 in the country. Like, you're a legit top 5 softball team.
And I mean, again, guys, what more can you say about Danica Coffey here? Now, I mean, when she got hurt last year, that was kind of, to me, what changed the entire tenor of the season. They did a good job of continuing to fight, scratch, and claw, but you're talking about maybe the best player in the entire country. She's hitting .541 right now, guys, with 28 starts. This ain't no limited sample size. She has 40 hits and 74 at-bats, Jake. I mean, are you kidding me? 33 walks already for Coffey. She has pitchers in a pretzel right now. And then you talk about the power. Tori Edwards has 11 home runs on the year already to go along with 44 ribbies. Oh, and she's hitting .427 herself. So, I mean, it's a special team, man. And what a blessed spring for us, getting to watch both versions of the diamond and watching both of them sweep here the opening weekend.
And I mean, again, going back to softball real quick, it looks like they are set up for one of those runs, and it looks like just the mixture and having different arms that are dominant on the mound as well. Like, that's another portion of it, as we all know in softball. Like, oftentimes you'll have the dominant, and then you'll have somebody that you feel good about, but you know there's a drop-off.
Yeah.
Like, with the fact that they have multiple arms that can go out there, and you feel like if it was – a game on the line, you had to have it, absolutely, you'd still feel confident in either one of them. That's what is another difference in this team.
Yeah, so shout out to the softball team. Shout out to K-Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. K-Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Here's a review from our friend Goldie Domang. 5-star review. From our first contact with K-Z window treatment consultant Randy to the installation of our shades by Corey and his assistant, everyone at K-Z was professional, promised time frames were accurate, installation was done very well, and any concerns were addressed without haggling. And look, that is not that's just par for the course for K-Z, right? And like Goldie talked about, every single step from when you first get in touch to when they come out to your home, they give you that complimentary estimate, let you know what the deal is, all the way through the complimentary installation. So again, guys, if you need plantation shutters, drapes, window treatments, you want to put some drop-down exterior shading for like an outdoor kitchen, so whenever it does warm up, you can stay a little cooler, keep that sun off, you'll be grilling and chilling. It's K-Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Shout out K-Z. One note on the bullpen real quick, because I feel like we kind of touched on this, but Cokie Riley had some hard numbers on it. How, yes, there were wobbles that made things feel sketchy. For instance, the bullpen, and these are Cokie's numbers in today's Advocate, the bullpen walked 10 hitters, hit 3 batters, they allowed 3 home runs. But Mizzou goes just 5 of 22 with runners in scoring position, and most importantly, Saturday, the game in which it would have bitten you, they go just 1 of 7.
Yeah.
And here's where it maybe gets most impressive. So overall on the weekend, the bullpen in 13 1/3 ends up with a 4.05 ERA and 18 Ks. And the 4.05, you're like, well, Tebow, what's the point here? But then Cokie has an interesting addendum. So in the Sunday game, right, when it's already over, 9th inning, doesn't really matter. Mizzou, LSU's up by 6, Mizzou scores a 1 run, right?
Yeah.
If you take that run away, again, a run that was not high leverage, that really was just kind of just a whatever. I was pissing in the wind. The group's ERA drops from 4.05 all the way down to 3.38. So again, not a perfect weekend by any stretch, right? The 10 hitters, the walks, everything else that we just talked about, but maybe a bit better than it felt at times. And what I would say, even more importantly, you dialed it in and locked it in the highest leverage moments when you had to. So definitely some stuff for Yeski and the staff to work on, but I found those numbers to be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and then you look at Saturday's game, and William Schmidt, a player that we've talked a lot about, and Jay gave us a great quote on Thursday when he joined us, but he did have some struggles, right? I mean, he free passes, had 3 in the inning, gives up only 1 hit, but gives up 2 earned runs, and so some of that was self-inflicted, right? It wasn't like they were just barreling him up and finding gaps and scoring runs. I mean, he put 3 free runners on base, and you get 1 hit, scores 2 runs, and that's a young baseball player that we've got all the belief in the world is going to be able to not only figure it out as a freshman, but help this team get to wherever they want to go to, and that's what we're talking about. Even that situation, that wasn't anything that Missouri did, and that's a young baseball player that probably is going to learn from that situation. So, yeah, as bad as it did feel over the weekend and some of the bullpen situations, when you do a deep dive and some of the numbers like you mentioned that he put together there, it's not as bad as it was. And still, even you take William Schmidt's runs off the board, and that goes way down even farther.
Yeah, and the pins may be relied upon if Einstein and Shores can't get a little longer next time. Of course, Cade Anderson, great on Friday night. He had the home run, but besides that, excellent as he is want to be this year. So, but yeah, definitely that would be another goal. Looking forward to weekend number 2 would be Einstein and Shores going a bit deeper.
It was good to see Connor Ware come in, on Saturday when they absolutely had to have him.
Yep.
And he pitched pretty good. I mean, he went a little bit over an inning, obviously, but they've got a couple guys in that bullpen right now that feel like there's some real bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, I know they don't have a ton of lefties, but it does feel like they do have a lot of options, and you're only going to see them like continue to figure it out and have guys continue to rise up. Alondra and Taylor, I want to get your baseball and softball takes as well, but looking at the clock, let's go to break. If we get this goes when we get back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to Boudreaux's Electrical, guys. Boudreaux'Electrical.com, okay? If you want a new Generac home generator to protect you and your family during storm season, you want it at a great price, you want it from a company that treats everyone like a VIP, you want Boudreaux's. Look, since 1982, they've been doing this, y'all, over 40 years. And you know what's been constant throughout? It's a family-run business in which the customer comes first, and everything is about servicing the customer. So you get it. Maybe you take advantage of some great financing options. Those are $159 a month for that generator, and they stay on top of it 24/7 to make sure your system is ready to go when you need it. Go to Boudreaux'Electrical.com today.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you'll see everything that T-Bob's talking about. When you go to any kind of search engine, you're going to see all the 5-star reviews as well. I mean, you type in Boudreaux's Electrical, it is going to pop up right there in front of you. All 5-star reviews. So you're going to get 5-star service from them. So go to the website today, get your appointment scheduled and ready to go. Boudreaux'Electrical.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them.
I had a way then, losing it all on my own. I had a heart then, but the queen has been overthrown.
Back from the break, where the sports talk gets real. Kinda. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Shout out the killer, Kaylin Chio, getting her first perfect 10 over the weekend. LSU Gymnastics going into Auburn, getting it done. SEC regular season champs. Not that that does much for them, but it is worth noting. I mean, it's just the third time in program history that this very storied LSU program has been regular season champions. Of course, both them and Oklahoma end up 7-1 overall, but of course LSU beating Oklahoma in the head-to-head. It's their first regular season title in 6 years as well. 17-18 were the last times they captured it. So, dude, this speaking of a fun team to watch, and it's actually insane that you have Haley Bryan and Kaylin Chio at the same time. This would almost be the equivalent if you had Joe Burrow directly hand the baton off to Jaden Daniels with nobody in between. I mean, you are going Heisman to Heisman here with this LSU gymnastics team. And obviously it goes way beyond that. But it's been so fun, man. My girls love it now. Like, they actually, my 4-year-old, I was shocked Saturday morning. We had a great little workout brunch family thing, and then we get home, and that's what my daughter asked to put on the TV was the LSU Auburn meet from the night before. It's like, okay, awesome. Hell yeah, dude, let's go. And they love it. It's like so much fun watching sports with them, and they care about, not me just forcing them to watch football and them getting bored in like 30 seconds. So shout out to the LSU gymnastics team, inspiring the next generation. As well as just being damn good.
Yeah, and now you get ready for the SEC championships coming up in Birmingham. And for Jay, now he's got to, figure out exactly like how he wants to play it. And that's what makes gymnastics unique for us, is because it's like, okay, well, we kind of know here's what the score's got to be. It's got to be in this ballpark. Here's how we want to format it. Here's how the rotations are going to work. And there's so much that goes into it, a lot of analytics that kind of go into it because of the scoring system that it is. And it's always fascinating when we have Coach Clark on the show and him diving into exactly what they need. He's like, yeah, like, sure, the other team had more points than us, but we did this and it's good for us. And so, as we know, like, you just got to qualify for the regionals and you get to the championships. And so it's always fascinating to catch up with Jay during this time.
All right, Alondra. I want y'all to give me your baseball takes, but first, you seem very fired up about a Twitter post from Tennessee baseball over the weekend. I kind of saw it. I don't remember exactly. It was like some LED lights going down and Lindsey Nelson, and somebody had the gumption to call Tennessee the pinnacle of college baseball. How are we feeling about it, girl?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like this thing on Twitter right now where basically the entire Tennessee baseball fan base is calling themselves like the pinnacle of college baseball, and that they made college baseball relevant and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, you need a little more than one national championship to be the pinnacle of college baseball. And your program has to matter for more than, 4 or 5 years for you to also be the pinnacle of college baseball. And I think it's pretty clear that also the LED lights on a baseball field look stupid and they are ugly. And so, like, I don't even really care about that. I think it looks really dumb. But to call yourself the pinnacle of college baseball when you just became relevant in the sport and also you have one national championship, it's just dumb and not true.
It's sad because I like them a lot more a few years ago, Jake. Their first good year, I remember doing a lot of Tennessee radio because LSU was running into him and whatnot. And I remember, I felt a little kinship with him because I'm someone, too. Look, growing up in the 90s, I grew up in Atlanta, right? So I couldn't go to LSU baseball games. They weren't available on TV like they are nowadays. So I never had that great LSU baseball love. Like, I knew my grandpa loved it. He kind of talked about it. I remember the Natties kind of a little bit maybe. But I was never into college baseball. And frankly, it wasn't probably until about when I came back here to work again, I had to kind of learn, I started to really pay attention to the sport. And let me be clear, I have fallen head over heels. Again, you've heard me talk about it. The 30 SEC game schedule with its beautiful rhythm, the 3 games every week, understanding the Friday, Saturday, Sunday dynamics, a league in which is filled with superstars, but it's not, it's 16 teams, so it's still digestible. You can keep track of how everybody's doing. The memories and the tensions that I have from that national championship run are probably top 5 sports memories of all time for me as a fan.
Yeah.
It's like watching a team that you truly love and want to win in high leverage baseball is one of the best feelings in all of sports, and something that I knew as a kid, but I lost and then rediscovered it and even deepened it. So I guess the point of all this is, like, when Tennessee started to get good, I was kind of commiserating with them. I was saying, look, I mean, it's fun, guys, right? And they were being very honest about it. They were very earnest at the time and sincere.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, man, we're new to this and it's fun. And of course, at that time, their football program still sucked, and so it's really the only bit of relevance that they were desperately clinging on to. But they were still kind of humble about it and cool about it. And then somewhere along the way, they've just completely lost their way. I guess it was finally breaking through and getting a ring, so we can no longer call them the everything but a ring school. But yes, they have, instead of dying the hero, they have lived long enough to become the villain, right? They have become the very thing that they decry in other sports. They are like the Alabama fans of baseball now. So it's sad to see these people that I once liked are now about as insufferable as anybody else in the SEC.
Yeah, from really 06 to 2018, they were kind of shat. They were awful. Good. And Tony V in his first year, he was 29 and 27. They were 12 and 18 in the SEC. So they, were still bad in his first season. You didn't really see too many signs of life. And then that 19 season, I think the one you're talking about, they were 14 and 16 in league play, 40 and 21 overall. And then you had the COVID year. But, 2021, 22, 23, certainly 24, you got to kind of tip your cap to them and what they've been able to do. But, yeah, I'm with Alondra to call yourself the pinnacle of college baseball when for a long period of time you just were not relevant at all.
Well, and I get it. It's a heady feeling that they're going through because they have the championship, and we know how hard defending the championship can be, and they look like they're ready to defend it. Like they have been locked in all year long. They look like probably the best team in the country at this point in the season. They look like that. So I get it. They're a bit high on their supply, but baseball, as we all know, is a fickle mistress, okay? And failure is always lurking in the bushes, ready to grab you. So, okay, call yourself the pinnacle. Say whatever you got to say. But we going to see here in a couple of months, okay? We're going to see over the next 9 more weeks now that we get to watch and enjoy this wonderful SEC baseball schedule.
And they'll be in town the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th of April. Can't imagine that they are going to get a quiet Alec Box Stadium when they come to town. Is that
show them who the pinnacle?
Is that during the draft?
Show them who the pinnacle is, guys, when they come in town here at the Box.
If that's during the draft, and I'm going to be in Green Bay, Wisconsin, while Tennessee's here, I'm not going to be very happy.
Oh, that would be pretty disappointing. All right, let's do this. Let's go to break, and when we get back, then Alondra and Taylor will get your takes on the weekend's games. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding at GEAUXTommys.com, GEAUXTommys.com. You need hard to play vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows. You need any type of door. It's all there at Tommy's. And these are energy efficient options, okay? What that means is that whether you're trying to keep cool air in, or on a day like today, maybe even hot air. And I know, rare, right? It's going to save you money over time because you're going to save on your bills. And speaking of overtime, how about lifetime warranties? Okay, what are we talking about here? Go to GEAUXTommies.com. Go Tommies.com.
Yep, go to the website today. Check out testimonials of past clients. Also, check out a gallery of work that they've already done here in the greater Baton Rouge area. But I tell you, every single day, if you've got a job, a custom job in mind, trust me when I say have Tommy and the team out. They're going to be able to get that done for you. Tell them what you're imagining, and they're going to make it come to life. Go to the website today. That is gotommies.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental.
Off with your head. Dance to your dead. Heads will roll. Heads will roll. Heads will roll on the floor.
Back at it, where sports talk meets pure chaos. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Oh, there we go, where sports talk meets pure chaos. I kind of like that, big voice lady. Let's go! Big voice lady, back in our corner. How about it, Alondra?
No, I love it. So just to be clear, we write this stuff. So she just does, like, she just says it. Yeah, she's not in our corner. I'm in our corner, but she didn't say it with an attitude, so I'll give her that.
Drew, you've been working her hard to get her over on our side, and I'm proud of you. Yeah, look, she just sounded very into the show right there.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, God, I hate not being with y'all in studio. Alondra, Taylor, give me y'all's baseball takes on the series over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm just adding to what y'all said, my biggest takeaway from this weekend was probably just the amount of free bases that we gave up and the walk to strikeout ratio on Saturday and Sunday a little bit. So Friday night was awesome. Kate Anderson had 11 strikeouts. The walk to strikeout ratio on Friday was 3-15, and then you had 7-11 on Saturday, and then 6-12 on Sunday. And we just need to get a little more run out of Ianson and Shores before they start to kind of fall apart a little bit, because Kate Anderson, to the 6th inning on Friday night, I think. So, that's a really deep run into the game, and that really helps your bullpen out. So if I had one thing from this weekend, it'd be just the amount of free bases that we gave up. I don't know how many batters we hit, but it was a little too many for that too.
For me, I'm going to go, I'll do a positive takeaway that actually directly correlates to what Alondra just said. I like that you're finding out who you can count on in the bullpen if your starters can't go far. I mean, right now you see guys on the right-handed side like Zach Cowan, Maverick Rizzi, Kason Evans obviously in the back end, and then DJ Primo looks like a really good lefty out of the pen as well. He's a guy that we wanted to see coming into the year. So, yeah, you can take a good with a bad, if we will. I mean, I think we kind of summed it up there. You gotta stop the walks, but your bullpen came in and bailed you out multiple times.
Well, that's a good point real quick, though, because Kason Evans had the bases loaded and then struck out back-to-back hitters and got us out the inning. So stuff like that, yes, positives come out of it, but if I had one thing, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, again, the bullpen, I think Koki did a great job in the Advocate today of providing some numbers on how, yes, the bullpen wobbled, but they kind of, when their back was against the wall, they did a better job than I thought just from, watching the games kind of casually over the weekend. So 3-0, baby. Again, that's the lead. The nuance is fun to get into. The discussion, absolutely. You need to be able to say, here's where we have room for improvement. But where you don't have room for improvement is in the actual result. Because you're 3-0. Perfect weekend to start SEC play. A far cry from last year where did you get swept or did you scrape out Sunday last season maybe to start 1-2? Either way, it felt like you were hitting the panic button at this time last season. An excellent start for this year's LSU baseball team.
Zach Cowan, somebody we hadn't talked about yet, and he's going to be really valuable for LSU. In multiple situations, he can come in different times. If you needed him to spot start a game, say something happens and somebody can't go, he feels like he is going to be really valuable. Goes multiple innings on Sunday as well. That feels like somebody that Jay's going to be able to utilize in so many different spots.
Jake, I know you are on the opposite side of this bunting debate of Matt.
Yep.
And Nookie is let's just say a bit obsessive when it comes to this as well. And he says, "Imagine not mentioning the bunts." Wow, but it is a good point. You did some excellent small ball manufacturing at multiple times this weekend. Braswell had 2 of them.
I don't even have to mention it because it's part of baseball for me. I'm not going to be like, oh, my gosh, what are they doing? I grew up watching Bobby Cox move the runner over.
Yeah.
No, it's part of baseball.
But still, I think there was one pop-up bunt, but besides that, a solid job of doing it in multiple ways, right? You got the power, but you got to be able to look, any great team is going to be a bit amorphous, right? I always think about the old Bruce Lee quote, be like water, right? What does water do? It takes the shape of the container that it's in. So the more you can do, the more ways you can find to have success, that's going to prepare you for any situation that can get thrown at you down the road.
Last year, real quick, you did lose 2 of 3 against Mississippi State to open it up. You lost the first game, won the second, lost the third in the mercy rule, 15-5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you just got, Oof, what a better feeling this year is. Hour 1 of the books, hour 2 coming up next. Buck.
Off the bench.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime. At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Monday, March 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 74. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll recap LSU's Saturday practice with media availability. We'll give you the latest on the LSU Tigers. We'll also talk about the LSU women's basketball team and their seeding in the upcoming NCAA tournament. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from Country Club, Louisiana, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
going on, y'all? Hour number 2 here on Off the Bench on 104.5 ESPN. Maybe you listen 947 over there. Alex, shout out. Maybe you're in the future and it's 3 to 5 in Shreveport. Well, hope future's great. The present's pretty great. Sun's starting to come up a little bit. Oh, and I feel it's healing rays. We are here at the Country Club Louisiana for the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament. Dreams Come True Louisiana is a organization that is very near and dear to my heart. Been working with them for years now. And what they do is make Louisiana kids' dreams come true. So it's like Make-A-Wish, but for only Louisiana children and Louisiana families. So these families and these children in particular who are dealing with the toughest of diagnoses and circumstances are able to do something really special. You know, be it your kind of classic Disney trip, maybe some sporting event or another. I mean, they do it all at Dreams Come True. And again, it is Louisiana families. And guys, I have met and worked with these kids for years. I've met their families, and it's one of the most worthwhile causes that you can ever imagine. And so if you want to get involved, you're listening to this, you want to help out, everything helps, guys. $5, $10, $20, it does not matter. You go to dctofla.com. It's DCT, Dreams Come True, dctofla.com, and you can give there. And, yeah, like I said, man, I think some of the numbers may have changed, maybe a bit off here, but I want to say a dream is average around maybe like $3,000 to be funded. So when you think about it, that $20 goes a long way, right? That goes a long way towards having an immediate visceral impact and helping helping out a family in need. Again, Louisiana first, baby. Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Beautiful day for a golf tournament. Beautiful day in the capital city. Now, unfortunately, Jake, you did not get to do any St. Patty's Day yesterday. You drove all the way to Shreveport in the morning. You'd put on your football camp, then you drove all the way back.
Yeah.
It's a lot. How was the camp?
It was good. Yeah, I've always done it on Saturday, but I moved it from Saturday to Sunday because I also wanted to go to the St. Patrick's Day parade. That's something I look forward to, and it's I think the best parade we have. And Mother Nature had other plans, and so I thought I was being the smartest guy in the room. Turns out I don't know anything.
No. That's just a bit unlucky.
Because of the rain, they move it to Sunday, and so I didn't get a chance. But I'm glad some of the family got to go to the St. Patrick's Day parade, but me and my oldest son, Jackson, had a great time because we drove there, drove back, and he participated in the camp as well. So it was kind of cool to see him go out there and compete. We had kind of all over. Ringgold, Louisiana. We had a DeRidder, Louisiana. We have somebody that drove from Missouri, 10 hours from Missouri to come to the camp.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was very.
Well, you drove 10 hours from Baton Rouge.
So no, it was good. It's always fun to watch them compete. I told you before the show or during the show, I kind of didn't really realize I was out there doing the cone drills with them, but I kind of was. I kind of woke up. I'm like, why is my back so sore? It's like,
I felt that too yesterday. I was like, God, my neck hurts. Why is that? And then I remembered that I was headbanging all Saturday night.
I got a video of you headbanging.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I have not seen said video.
You were in the text that sent the video.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I haven't checked. It was
aggressive headbanging.
It was a grindy 36 hours, to be clear. I'm laughing so hard. I'm at Evolve this morning. Riv's trying to help me recover from my bad decisions, and I'm working out. And I'm like, I feel awful. What is it's that classic, like, God, why do I feel so bad? And then it's like, I don't know, maybe the 36 hours of green beer, Irish whiskey, vaping, dancing, eating like crawfish on Saturday and then randomly as a dismount, 5 p.m. yesterday after a day of parading and whatnot. Why not go get some Mexican and some margaritas just to really F up your entire body, interior and outerior. So, but we're feeling better. The road to recovery has begun. I will say this, a bit of tasteful irony here. And this was supposed to be a weekend defined by bad weather, and certainly we had it when it was there. But my God, it created the most beautiful parade day weather that you could ever possibly imagine yesterday.
Great, yeah.
I know. That's why I feel I want to. Great. I'm not trying to rub it in, but it was like legitimately the best parade weather you could ever hope for.
Yeah, the weather wasn't nearly as bad as they made it sound. Now, like Saturday, like Hudson still played baseball. Now we had to wait it out. Things got delayed, but it wasn't nearly as bad as they thought it was going to be, and turned into perfect weather. That's cool, T-Bob. It's great. Glad to hear it.
I know, that's the worst part. It not only screwed you, but then it also made the best day ever, weather-wise. Yeah, and guys, outerior, not exterior, okay? Like I said, we are moving a little slow on this Monday. Turns out at 36 years old, you can't do 36 errors in a row any longer. And I never even changed outfits. I had the same kilt, shirt, and wizard belt on the entire time, which was kind of fun. I got that little mana potion. I filled it with whiskey, and I kept making people drink from my potions. So that was kind of I did enjoy that, even though Bobby lost one of my mana potions. Little dumbass.
Your quad Bob.
Yeah, exactly. My little son freaking beat him up, dude.
How'd he get it?
I don't know. It was months and months ago, actually, unfortunately. Yeah. But then I was reminded of it when I went to get my belt ready.
Your potion belt.
Look at this guy. What's up, Bleezy?
Oh, geez.
Look at him. Looking ready to go, dude.
How we doing?
Looking ready to go.
Looking good. Oh, LSU bag. You better shoot well with that bag, bud.
Let's go. God, he just looks like an excellent golfer.
Yeah, I bet he is. You any good?
NyQuil says, I feel your pain, T-Bob. Friday night was fried fish and a 12-pack of Purple Haze. Saturday, gym, then 4 hours AC work in the attic. Hockey game, 5 beers, finish AC work at midnight. 5 a.m. set up from the parade. Home at 5 p.m. from the parade. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's have ourselves a weekend for sure. For sure.
Let's just run it back this weekend so I can go. Just run it back.
Yeah, no, I mean, exactly right. Like, I think And the worst part is, too, the older you get, you really need to take Sunday to, like, get your life in order and get everything ready for the week.
No doubt about it.
With all the kids, and that's what I think led in part to this disaster of a morning.
Yeah, for sure.
No clothes were washed. Nothing was properly cleaned up in the house. All my, like, keys and wallet are, like, spread out everywhere. I must have left the house and walked back inside 5 times before I had everything I needed to go. I got to remember to put the trash,
Oh, I did actually remember to put that out.
You trash out? Yeah. See, if only we weren't forced into a contract. If only we could choose who we wanted to handle our residential trash pickup, I would choose Trash Rangers. Why? Because, well, they're local and they just give a damn. They give a better level of service. But also because they actually send you a text the night before it's the day to put out your can, so you never run the risk of forgetting again. Get your nagging husband off of your back finally. And remember, if you're a small business owner and you want somebody to handle your trash pickup, empty these front load dumpsters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week. Trash Rangers has your back. Go to trashrangers.com. Make the switch today. Trashrangers.com.
I know I've brought this up a lot over the last couple of weeks, this one movie scene. But as I've heard you talk about kind of your weekend, the fun that was had, having a Sunday that probably felt like a Saturday and never really stopping.
Yeah.
Whenever you found out that the show was here and not guaranteed, I almost feel like you were Jake Taylor answering the phone, where he's like, if you're going to pull this ish, at least you could have said you're from the Yankees.
You know what's funny? At that point in the morning when I realized I'd driven,
I know you'd already been up, you worked out.
That's what I'm saying, but I only live like.
Is that you, Taylor?
Yeah, I only live like 5 minutes from here, so it would have been super easy to get here. But at that point, it had already been such a disastrous morning that I was just beyond caring. I was like, you know what? I'm a vet.
I mean, I don't care.
I could swipe my card this one day. Like, it wasn't like any freak out. There's no panic. I felt bad that Bo was out here solo dolo, but no, it was just kind of like,
you know what? With him.
It is what it is. Oh, yeah, that's true. Brain was out here.
He got started at 6.
So I was just, at that point, I was just very much, it is what it is. We'll get there when we get there. We'll do the show. I mean, you saw my kind of lazy, unbothered stroll up here. Not my normal freak out.
You know me. You call me. I'm like, all right, cool. But
yeah, no, exactly.
The only thing, like when a situation like that happens, like I said, it's like, all right, how much do I get into the thing before?
Yeah, before. Yeah. Now, and I think we handled it quite well. I do want to talk some spring practice this week. If you go to LouisianaSports.net, guys, it's a great resource we are developing here at 104.5 ESPN. Hunt Palmer doing an excellent job covering all things LSU. If you want Hunt's breakdown on the 3-game sweep of the weekend, you want Hunt's spring practice reports, they are all there at LouisianaSports.net. Really everything. It's a fantastic site. Also, for all your NCAA tournament needs. Jake, how we feeling, baby? Tourney, starting up Thursday?
Yeah.
Let's
Well, I mean, you got your
go.
first games in Dayton that are going to be earlier in the week. But, yeah. I
Those
mean,
Wednesday? When are the play-in
I think
games?
Tuesday and Wednesday,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, of course, Thursday is like the big day. It's like a national holiday for a lot of people, including your boy here. I love it. It is utopia. I'm off of afternoon.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, radio because
Hell
of
yeah.
it on Thursday and Friday. So I'll be posted up watching all the games. Looking forward to it. I was giving bets for the conference tournaments and, some ups, some downs. I did have a one perfect day. I was 6-0. I was 4-1 yesterday.
6-0 and a 4. What's our overall record now?
I don't know. I need to tally it up.
Tally it up during this commercial break. And of course, this is the pick and roll.
Yeah,
the pick and
of
roll
course it is.
on
T-Bob.
LouisianaSports.net. If you want to tail Jake's picks, again, guys, Jake is, and we don't get to talk about it as much anymore because we don't have Megan or Mincy on, but Jake is very good at gambling college basketball. And so, I know that a lot of times with gambling content, it's hard. Like, well, do I follow this guy? I mean, do I care? I don't know. Whatever. The point is, Jake's good at it. The picks are on LouisianaSports.net. Go check him out. He's been winning. I feel because look, you were 4-3 the other day.
Yeah.
So then you had a 6-0 and a 4-1 day.
Yeah, I think I was 6-0 on Friday. Struggled on Saturday. I was 2-4.
Still though.
Then went 4-1 yesterday. You know what I tried? This is my problem. Okay, so the game I missed was the Ivy League championship, and I went with the under. Okay, because it was Cornell, it was Yale, and they score 80-plus points a game, but Yale had just had a rock fight in the semifinal where the total barely got to 100. The total was 160. I'm like, oh, it's a championship game. They're going to be a little tight.
Yeah,
Turns out, as I said yesterday, I'm just not smart enough to play the Ivy League. I should have known that.
Wait, what do you mean?
They're just not smart enough to do anything in the Ivy League.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's a stay away spot for me. Lack of
the Ivy League.
lack of academic prestige and intelligence there.
Yeah.
Well, look, man. Again, handing out winners though on the pick and roll, Louisiana Sports. It's funny on Friday too because you were kind of crafting your Friday picks throughout the show, kind of thinking about them, touching them, feeling them, and then you end up going perfect. It's awesome.
Yeah. Which was good because throughout the show, I knew I had to kind of do them. So I kind of had 3 hours to kind of look at them and really dive into it. So.
Since we're here, what's your reaction to men's basketball declining the NIT bid? I see some people very up in arms about it, and I just got to be honest, and this is probably the most damning thing that you can say. This is the absolute last place you want to be. I just feel an apathy where I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I would watch the NIT games anyway. And again, we just had a weekend where softball sweeps, a great team, baseball sweeps, gymnastics win the regular season SEC championship. I'm like, okay, there's bigger, better things going on right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. As far as, declining it, South Carolina also declined it. So the 2 SEC teams that didn't make the NCAA tournament, because 14 made it, they both declined it. I guess I'm not one way or the other really on the NIT portion of it. Now, I will say, Matt McMahon has to look at this and be like, okay, well, only 2 teams in our conference didn't make the NCAA tournament. And I know what the NIL situation is, but he has to know that the pressure is going to go up now. Like when you have a conference that is that successful, that dominant as the SEC was, and you're one of only 2 teams that, don't fall into that category, then the pressure goes up to an 11. and it's already been out there that he's going to come back, coach his basketball team again, and it's also gone out that they're going to put more resources, more NIL money into the program, and so this is the year. Like, this is the year where it is going to go in that fork in the road. We always talk about it. Is it going to go right, continue more of the same, and probably look a lot different in the next basketball season? Or are you, now that you're going to have some better resources, you know what the expectation is going to be, all the things where you took this job over with no players, like all that grace is kind of out the window now? Are you going to take that left and turn this into a NCAA tournament basketball team?
Yeah, and I think the toughest part is just creating like passion for it, creating emotion for it. Because again, I think my now if you're listening to this, there's a chance that maybe you're like one of the real true P1 hardcore LSU fans, right? So maybe you're gonna disagree with what I say, but I think that my emotion that I'm talking about of apathy is probably the majority opinion with a lot of people. And again, that's the worst place to be. But that's a great part about sports, is that in life, we always want very clear-cut, okay, what do I need to do in order to be successful? And it's not always that easy in life, right? Sometimes you work your ass off and you get unlucky. You're not in a good situation. Somebody doesn't give you the credit. Like, it can go awry, right? Not in sports. You win and everything happens. Yeah. Like, you win and everybody loves you. Like, look at Coach Mulkey. When she took over, that women's basketball team was dead in the water. Nobody's going to games. Nobody gave it in. What did she say? She said, look, we're going to win. I'm going to fill that place up. Essentially said, I'm going to create a cultural phenomenon. And promises made, promises delivered. And don't get me wrong, it's a tough bar to live up to, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit like saying, oh, just be like Nick Saban. Okay, well, just be like Kim Mulkey, right? Why can't you just do that? But the point is that she took over a similar situation, laid that out, and now made what seemed impossible at the time, made that into a reality. And we'll see if men's basketball can. 14 teams making it.
Yeah.
New record. The old record was 11 by the Big East back in 2011. And then Texas has to go to the play-in Xavier on Wednesday. You think Texas wins that game?
Look, Texas has got a player that can take over a game. And so, yeah, I would favor Texas in that matchup. And they were kind of the last SEC team, obviously, to get in. But, like, kind of going back to your LSU point before we kind of break down some of the play-in games, coming into last week, baseball was number 1 in the country. Gymnastics was number 2. Yeah. Softball was 4. Men's golf was 7. Women's indoor track was 7. Women's tennis was 9th. Women's basketball was 10th. Beach volleyball was 11th. Women's golf was 13th. Women's swimming and diving was 19th. And men's swimming and diving was 20th in
Were
the
you
country.
at Stanford? We coming for that cup. What do they call it? The Director's Cup?
President's, Directors, something cup.
We're coming for that thing.
It's a big, beautiful trophy.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that, and then, of course, we know football and, like, where that lands. So, like, that plays into it as well.
Yes.
Because men's basketball is one of the, revenue-generating sports. Now, fortunate for LSU, they have other revenue-generating sports that typically aren't that at other places, like a baseball. But that's pressure. Like, when you have greatness on campus, when you have everybody in the fray, when you have everybody that's at least relevant, and then you're one of only 2 that doesn't make the NCAA tournament, like, that's going to turn the pressure up in your own neighborhood,
without
not just from the outside looking in.
And objectively, it should. It should. But, I mean, hey, it's tough to complain with everything else that Jake just said, though, because no matter what sport you are into right now, and even basketball, you have a women's team that's incredible. No matter what sport you are into right now, LSU is putting a really good product right down the road from you if you live here in Baton Rouge. So go check them out. All right, when we get back, let's talk a little spring football, something we haven't touched on much. I also want to look at other results around the SEC. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event.
Everybody get up.
Welcome back to Off the Bench, where the takes are hot and the sports talk is questionable.
Yep. Okay, BVL. So looking around the SEC then over the weekend, some pretty interesting results. Now, Jake, we opened the show talking about the LSU sweep and how I think some of the reaction to the sweep has been funny because it's kind of been like, that was okay, but like, it was a little, I guess I would say it was a little negatively tinged considering you swept opening weekend. I think the reason why, though, is because everybody here is already looking at Tennessee, right? And it feels like teams are on a collision course eventually. I mean, they are on the schedule quite literally, but even beyond that in terms of championships and whatnot. And so it feels like you're not even maybe measuring yourself against yourself as much as you are measuring yourself against Tennessee.
Right.
And, yeah, look, you swept Mizzou, congratulations, but Tennessee swept a Florida team that when it's all said and done will probably be quite a bit better than Mizzou. So the Volunteers taking care of business over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Florida, number 7 team in the country.
Yeah.
Tennessee just swept. And so that's a great point because you do feel like it's like, all right, well, it's everybody in the SEC, it's everybody in the country, but right now it definitely feels like Tennessee versus LSU.
Yeah.
Like those are the conversations that you're having. And so you're like, hey, we swept Missouri. And you're like, oh, cool story. We swept the Florida Gators, who are a top 7 baseball team. And so
a little different.
It feels like it's going to be like that, T-Bob, probably all season long. I mean, there was, 3 sweeps in the weekend in the SEC?
I think he ended up with 4 because
you did.
Texas,
you did, because you're right, because Texas swept Mississippi State.
Yeah, so Texas swept State. Sorry about it, Rivs.
And then Alabama swept Texas A&M.
And love that. My God, how quickly the mighty have fallen at A&M. And I almost feel bad because, again,
10-9 on the year.
I hate what Schloss-Schnakel did.
Schloss-Schnakel.
And I so desperately want A&M to be able to rub it in his face. Not that desperate, but I do want them to be able to rub it in his face. But here you sit. Texas 3-0 after sweeping a Mississippi State program that's, just won a national championship recently, and A&M 0-3, completely cratering. Got to finally drop out of the rankings now after this weekend.
Have to.
And, God, there was some great stat about like a number 1 team and basically the struggles of a number 1 team and how quickly they've fallen out. And it was like, this has never happened to any other team since Texas A&M back in 2018. Ooh. So, yes, it looks like whatever mediocrity seems to be infecting the football program, like some sort of virus has passed over and is getting baseball as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great. You start off with all the expectation of what it was going to be. You give a coach an opportunity, and a lot of people are like, look, that's, you're giving the keys to somebody who just got their license. You're giving them a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how well, he's going to do, and is he ready to take over that program? And obviously right now they're struggling, 10-9 on the season after being the number 1 team in the country in the preseason. But I mean, they're not the only SEC team that's struggling. Mississippi State 13-7 on the year, like we said there. I mean, even Vanderbilt 15-5. They lose 2-3 to Auburn.
Dropping the series to Auburn this week, and thought that was a bit interesting as well. So I mean, you look at the standings right now. So Tennessee sweeps Florida, they're 3-0. Bama sweeping their 3-0. LSU and Texas all atop. Georgia, again, ironically, just gives up a ton of runs, but scores a ton. They just outslug Kentucky. They managed to take 2 of 3. Who did Oklahoma have this week? In South Carolina. So Oklahoma taking 2 of 3 off of Paul Maneri's Gamecocks, as you said, Jake. I know it's so weird. Auburn taking 2 of 3 out of Bama, and Ole Miss losing the series to Arkansas despite I think winning game 1. Didn't they win Friday night? Yep, won Friday night, only to drop 2 in a row. So 1 week in the books, and LSU finds themselves atop. Of course, I mean, you look at the 3-0 teams over the weekend and look at the overall records. Tennessee's 20-0, Bama's 20-1, LSU's 20-1, Texas is 17-1, having won 17 in a row.
Yeah.
So lost their first game of the season and have not lost since.
So
LSU's won 15 in a row for what that's worth. Tennessee obviously 20.
So Baseball America, they just released their latest top 25. Tennessee is 1, LSU 2, Arkansas 3, Texas 5, Georgia 6, Florida 8, Oklahoma 9, Alabama 10. You've got Auburn coming in at number 17, Vanderbilt at 18, Ole Miss at 19, and then you got Kentucky at 24.
Good God.
Now it sets up for LSU on the road, a top 5 matchup against the Longhorns.
So give me that top 5 again.
Tennessee, LSU, Arkansas, Florida State, Texas.
So 4 of the top 5. How many of the top 10 are SEC?
Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What?
8 of the top 10. You got Tennessee, LSU, Arkansas, Texas, Georgia, Florida, Oklahoma, Alabama.
Okay, game on, guys. And look, if you thought Mizzou was not the measuring stick you wanted, well, as you said, right?
Yep. Top 5 on the road.
Top 5 on the road this weekend. Tighten up, boys. It's going to be a lot tougher come this weekend. All right, when we get back, now we can talk some spring football as well. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Guys, go to Pelican Roofing. That's pelicanroof.com, pelicanroof.com. It's a great website where you can go get an instant quote. They have an instant quote tool. You put in your address. You use a satellite imagery to look at your roof. You can choose what type of roof you want, and you get a ballpark. It's that easy. Or you just call them up, because they have people on standby ready to answer the phone whenever you call, and really dedicated employees at every single step along the way. Like they don't have one guy managing a ton of projects. They have dedicated product managers on every single one. That's why they have so many 5-star reviews. You can read them on the website. But again, if you live in Baton Rouge, you live in Lafayette, anywhere you're listening, you need that residential roof, and you want to go to Pelican Roof, we're raising the roof. Pelican Roof. Go to pelicanroof.com.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about over 500 reviews, right? Because Lafayette, Baton Rouge, remember, they're in those communities. It's not like just one office and they drive back and forth. No, they are there for you in those areas. Offices in both Baton Rouge and Lafayette. Go check out the reviews online. Go check out their website to see what they can do for you today. Get everything scheduled at pelicanroof.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back here to OTB. It is a beautiful Monday, and we're here at the Country Club Louisiana for the Dreams Come True golf tournament. Dreams Come True, one of my favorite organizations, one I've worked most with through the years, guys. DCTofLA.com. If you want to go give, again, this is like Make-A-Wish, but for Louisiana kids and Louisiana families, okay? Making dreams come true every day, every year, and any bit helps. So you can give $10, $5, $20, whatever you can afford, okay? You could not find a better cause as these kids are dealing with, the toughest of circumstances, both them and their families. And Dreams Come True is that organization that provides a brief respite from a lot of that darkness, right? And just, the testimonials that you hear from parents, it's unbelievable, guys. DCTofLA.com, Dreams Come True, perfect day for a golf tournament, as after the inclement weather over the weekend, things will look pretty great. But, Jake, they look pretty great. But I don't know if anybody's feeling better weather right now than Derek Stingley Jr. Adam Schefter tweeting just about 10 minutes ago, record deal. Texans All-Pro Derek Stingley Jr. has agreed to a 3-year, $90 million extension, including $89 million guaranteed at $30 million per year. Stingley now is the highest-paid defensive back in NFL history. This is Adam saying the quarterback market has been completely reset. And then this is how Adam got the information, because he tags it with deal negotiated by David Mulligetta of Athletes First. So, shout out to David feeding Adam to get himself a little shout out there. Okay, my reactions are thus. First, another continued trend, Jake, of although it is not codified, players moving towards nearly fully guaranteed deals. 89 of the 90 million, also kind of more short-term, right? No more 7-year, 100, no more fake deals. These are actual deals that are what they are when you put pen to paper. So 3 years, 90 million, 89 guaranteed. Shout out Stingley. My second reaction is, my God, how much money has the 2019 football team made?
Yeah, because just last night, Jamar Chase signed a 4-year, $161 million deal that includes $112 million guaranteed. And so they just continue to get paid. They continue to thrive. The stars of that team have been stars in the NFL. And congrats to Sting, man. That's cornerback. That's unheard of to get that much money that early, but he has certainly earned it. As someone who sat and watched the playoff game in which nobody could get open on Derek Stingley Jr. in person. He continued to do it all season long. He's done it his entire career. So that 2019 team, man, they just continue to show that it was not fluky. It was not just because of one person or two. It was a total team effort, man.
You had an embarrassing amount of talent. It's unbelievable, dude.
The offensive line that didn't really get talked about, Cush has signed a second deal. D. Lou signed a massive second deal. Sadiq Charles was starting before he decided to retire early.
And now he's back.
Now he's back. Anthony Bradford, right, playing well in the NFL. That's just guys that –
good scouting eye by me, guys. I told you Bradford was going to be good when we talked with the young guys. I know, not brag here. Somebody do. I'm too lazy, but I know y'all obsessives are not out there. Somebody do the math. Give me the total amount of salary earned by the 2019 LSU football team. And you could also do it in a couple of different, you could do it, break it down by position if you want. Maybe just look at the top earners as well, separate out. But I want to know the total number earned, because it is unbelievable at this point. So they paid Jamar, who now has, it's so funny, Jake, this is a title that has gotten passed around 4 or 5 times over the last couple of days. Jamar Chase now getting the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history title. I think it was Max Crosby that got it first, then maybe Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Then I'm missing one other person in between, and now Jamar Chase getting that. How about them also giving T. Higgins 4 years, $115 million, with the first 2 years fully guaranteed? That's a bit surprising at a time when you're going to let Trey Hendrickson look around because you don't want to make him the highest paid non-quarterback ever.
I understand if your quarterback who's one of the best in the NFL is going to be your franchise quarterback, I mean, I would a decade, right? I mean, knowing Joe Burrow and knowing how he's wired in the DNA. So what does he need? What does he want to be happy and feel like he can put his best foot forward? Then you go and you've got the cap space. You go sign both those players. Like Jamar Chase was the obvious thing, right? That's a dub.
Yes, of course. That was never a question.
But like T. Higgins is somebody that Joe Burrow and a lot of people like he unlocks a lot of things for that offense. He allows Jamar Chase, who is as talented as anybody in the NFL, though, to maybe even go up another notch. And so I think it makes all sense in the world if you can get Trey Hendrickson, because the defense was so porous, a year ago. That's obviously going to be probably where they attacked the NFL draft the most as well. But good on Joey B. Good on the Bengals. They actually spent some money.
I was going to say, a bit shocking that you have the Cincinnati Bengals, traditionally one of the most tight-walled, frugal of franchises, now with the highest-paid non-receiver in NFL history and the highest-paid wide receiver, too, in NFL history. And remember, we talked about Josh Allen at the time of signing, accounting for 19% of the cap. When Burrow signed, he accounted for 24% of the cap. So the Bengals are investing now. It just has to pay off. But shout out Derek Stingley as well. Who all the Texans out of this offseason? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Any other big names?
No, I mean they hadn't really done a whole lot.
They've basically gotten rid of their whole O-line. Which you may say, oh well, why did you do that? Like what CJ? But they were already bad, except they were bad and expensive. Now maybe they'll be bad and inexpensive. And I do love bringing C.D. Deuce into that secondary with Derek Stingley Jr. That's going to be. That's going to be intense, as it always is with CD. Here's the.
I mean, what, like, his career.
I know.
I know. Look at it. Everybody loves that he's on their team for the time that he's on their team, but that's just not a long period of time.
He's got Brandon Cook's disease.
It's like the clock just kind of runs out. It's like, hey, dude, you were really good. We appreciated you, but that's about all we can take of you, bud.
It is crazy too, because he's always productive. I talked about this not too long ago. Let me find. Here it is, Jake. This is his ranks, and then why I say Brandon Cooks disease. Remember, Brandon Cooks would get like 1,000 yards every year, but nobody would keep him around. Like he always represented a little bit more on the open market than what they actually cared about him being on the team. But here's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's PFF ranks among safeties in 2024, last year. He had an 86.8 coverage grade. That's 5th in the NFL. He had 6 picks. That's 3rd in the NFL. He had 7 forced incompletion. That's 3rd in the NFL. And they still let him go. But now he teams up with Derek Stingley in that Texas defense, and D'Amico Ryan's already very good. Okay. I see you, Texans. Pretty good. Pretty damn good.
That's it's a team that didn't feel like they needed to make a ton of moves. They felt like they, just want to run it back. Didn't really, not active in free agency. So we'll see what the Texans are able to do. And obviously they want to take care of their own in Derek Stingley, and they knew he was coming up as well. So that plays into it. But kind of going back to the original, just how ludicrous 2019 was. We don't even talk about a Grant Delpit that he's making $12 million a year.
What?
Yeah, Grant, he's already signed an extension.
I mean, we don't admit, how many
3 years, $36 million.
What's Patrick Queen up to now? I know he got a big contract with his first one. What about Jacob Phillips? He's in the league?
No.
Okay. So there had to be one. There had to be one that didn't make $1 billion. Shout out to Daily Joy on Twitter, LSU alum. Talks a lot of SEC ball, but she reminds us, happy 3rd and 17 day to all those who celebrate. I didn't realize that. No, because it's March 17th. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh. Hell yeah. Wow, I'm so stupid, dude. Oh my God.
It's a long weekend, okay, bud?
Am I seriously the dumbest person on the planet? Oh my
That's okay,
God.
bud. Don't be so hard on yourself. Patrick Queen, by the way, 3 years, $41 million.
Jeez.
So there you go.
Screw Texas, too, by the way. 3rd and 17.
Gosh, that's probably a
Happy
play.
St. Patty's Day, guys.
Yeah, that as well. That I wasn't involved in. We watched the game. Katie and I were on the sidelines for that game.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't even remember how we scored another sideline pass, but we were sitting there and we were the back view of that play, and to watch all that play out, it's like a core, ingrained, just right here in my memory. I can see it all.
It's funny because it's a core memory for me. I remember that. Well, actually, let's do this. So let's go to break, and when we get back, happy St. Patty's Day, happy 317 Day. Let's. I want to go down memory lane for a second, talking about that play, because it is one of the most singular plays I've ever experienced in my entire life, and that entire night in general. This is Off the Bench. Keep it locked. More OTB to close out hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
Hey, guys. Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org is there for you when you need them. And when you need them is when, something goes wrong. And they have 24/7 emergency service. They have licensed, bond, insured employees that send you information about ahead of time who's coming in your home. They have flat rate pricing, so no surprise or hidden fees like you're doing some sort of food order. I always hate that. But it doesn't have to be repairs. Maybe you want to do a bathroom remodel. It's an excellent gift idea for the hubby or the missus. Maybe you want to get a tankless water. It's all there at Central Plumbing. Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, go to the website today, see what they can do for you in the remodel game. And like T-Bob says, 24/7, 365, weekend, holiday, game day, does not matter. If you have an emergency, they can certainly be there for you. That number is 225-925-8552. But when you go to the website, you'll see what they can do for you in all of it. We talk about remodels all the time, going tankless with a tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water again. centralplumbing.org.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances.
lanes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make 'em all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper gas.
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Happy St. Patty's Day. Happy 3rd and 17 Day, which is not because this is the day in which the game was played. T-Bob, you stupid idiot. It's rather because it's March 17th, 3/17. And, Jake, you mentioned being on the sideline. Can't imagine what that was like because I still think back to the TV broadcast with McConaughey, the crowd's going absolutely insane. He's feeling himself. They're setting the scene, and then they just get completely eviscerated by the legend. I mean, so how much money is throwing to how much money there at that point? Between Burrow into Jefferson. What's that, like $200 million throwing to $150 or something like that? It's insane. But it's funny because you mentioned being on the sideline, and how could you forget that? But it's like it didn't matter where you were. That was a play and a game that transcended time in a way that I remember exactly where I was. I was just in my neighbor's backyard. But the best part about that game, Jake, was that was still, and I think this is maybe why I want to bring it up when it gets forgotten, is we still, at that time, the concept of LSU having a dominant offense was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that was still, remember at Manning Passing Academy earlier that summer when Burrow said, I think we're going to score like 40 a game, and we were all like, what? I don't think so, bro. And then you came out, and who was it, maybe like Georgia Southern, Utah State? I mean, I know there's Utah State. Were those the two games?
Yeah.
And in both those games, you looked awesome.
Yeah.
You put up a ton of points, but it was like, okay, this still feels a little fake here, right? Do it when it matters. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it because against Texas, as you start going score for score late in that game, it started to feel more and more ludicrous, like you were being dragged across the finish line of this idea that no, LSU could actually have an elite offense with next level quarterback play. Like I remember me and all the other dads sitting there and being like, oh my God, like, are they going to do it again? Are they going to be able to respond again? Are they somehow going to be able to respond again? And then 3rd and 17 happened. And it was at that moment when a switch flipped, and it was like, okay, no longer am I going to expect them to fail. Now I'm actually going to expect the offense to come through. And, I mean, come through they did. What a sign of things to come for later in the year. And really now, from that play, that moment, think about how the perspective on LSU offensive football has changed, right? From a graveyard to now one of the premier places in the country to go if you're a quarterback playmaker. 2 Heismans later, it's actually pretty surreal to think about.
Yeah, at that time, 17 yards felt like it might as well be 87 yards. You know,
True.
in LSU football, like 3rd and 17, can we have like 5 tries at it? Is that possible? Because there's no way we'll pick it up in 1. And that's probably, you're right, that's probably the play where you're like, okay, all right, like we have officially caught up with college football offensively, and now these plays don't seem like they're impossible. And you have a quarterback and a receiver room and a couple of coordinators that you feel really confident putting the ball in the air. Because we got to be honest, like before then, there was no chance in hell you felt confident in that. I mean, you got to go back to like the Met days to feel confident in a 3rd and 17 situation.
I mean, again, guys, at that point, you're only 3 games removed. I mean, I guess the UCF finish was a sign of things to come, even though at the time it maybe felt like the exception, not the rule. And honestly, the A&M game was pretty damn strong as well offensively. But, I mean, you're only a few games removed from just a very pedestrian season from Burrow and company.
Yeah.
And then that game became the launching pad that changed everything. Everything. It's crazy to think about. So thank you to Daily Joy for bringing that up. And shout out to 3/17 Day. Burrow climbing the pocket, finding Jefferson on the deep cross.
Clyde picking up the blitz.
It's a team effort, boys. All right, hour 3 of OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench.
There it is, the extra mile.
on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
You work hard every day to pursue a life you love. You put in the time, and it shows. You're forging ahead, chasing a dream, creating something better for the ones you love. You're building your own life. So why not build your own tractor? With John Deere tractors and attachments for almost any need, the Sunshine team can help you do just that. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Cargo space, it's got it. Need passenger capacity? It's got that too. And with incredible fuel efficiency and Mercedes-Benz luxury, it's more than just a van. It's your ultimate partner on the road. Come see why businesses and adventurers alike trust the Sprinter. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge on Airline Highway in Baton Rouge or check us out online at mbobr.com today.
If you want your ride to shine, swing by K-Falls Auto Detailing near Siegen Lane in Baton Rouge. With 30 years experience, we've got the skills for top-notch detailing and ceramic coating. Find your package at kfalls.com. That's KFAULS.com. Let us handle the details.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Monday, March 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 74 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll have weekend winners at 9 a.m. We'll talk LSU women's basketball tournament seeding, and we will get you a spring practice report for LSU football. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from Country Club, Louisiana, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench. Lunch with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
They said I got to come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in hour number 3 of OTB. And look, I'm going to give y'all I'm going to do something for you guys, the listeners, okay? And you're welcome in advance for this. I told you it's kind of a rough morning for me, kind of a rough weekend in which, like a bad boy, I prioritized partying over doing what I needed to do as a functional adult. And so, thusly, I don't have any weekend winners prepared. So now I'm going to give you the opportunity to put your weekend winners in the chat, and we'll shout them out, react to them, break them down. And you may say, oh, T-Bob, I'm not going to do your job. No. This is not you doing my job for me, okay? This is me giving you an opportunity to shine on the stage that is off the bench. So, again, you're welcome for that. Speaking of you're welcome, I saw Moana 2 over the weekend.
Yeah. I've watched it about 30 times with Harlow.
Oof, that's a lot. It's a long boy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very okay. Music.
Songs aren't as good.
Music very forgettable.
Yeah.
Again, you're trying to do Lin-Manuel Miranda, but you don't have Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's a tough ask for anybody. Story.
Why didn't they in the second one?
I don't know. Apparently, so this is funny, and tell me if you feel this now, somebody who's seen it that many times. My oldest sister told me that it was supposed to be a TV show at first. And then they were like, let's just make it a movie. And it kind of has that sort of feel. The music definitely has the TV show sort of feel to it. So, look, storyline's pretty good. I would say that part was fun. Character's a little paper thin. I don't know. It was fine.
It's fine.
It was fine.
Fine's a great way to say it.
No, it wasn't very bad.
I hadn't watched it 30 times because it's great. I've watched it 30 times because my 18-month-old likes the ocean catches her attention.
Ryan Brad.
And it's not Coco Melon.
Sun shining on your face, no more jacket, daiquiri sign on full display, Tawny T-Bob. Yeah, I mean, look, it's incredible. Look, I got Bocock cigars right next to me. There's a Superior machine right next to that. Shout out to Rev Business, title sponsor of here. We got Chris's out here. And look, it's some Smalls down there. It's a great day here at CCL, benefiting an incredible cause. Dreams Come True of Louisiana, dctofla.com. Again, go to that website. You can give, and all it is it's Make-A-Wish, but for Louisiana kids, Louisiana families, where you help these families and these children who are going through the worst of times, the most adverse hand that you can be dealt in life. You give them a brief respite from all of that, whether it's like a trip to Disney, a trip to a major sporting event, tours of some locker room here, there, wherever. Miss Becky and her team do an incredible job of making sure that all the money is allocated efficiently, correctly, and you just can't give to a better cause. I mean, you cannot. It's good karma, guys, okay? Help those who need a little bit of help and feel good about yourself. And it can be anything. Anything helps, guys. If everybody listening right now gave $10, that would, I mean, who knows how many dreams that would fund. So dctofla.com. All right, let's do, okay, perfect. Y'all have come through with me on the winners. Again, you're welcome. Let's go ahead and dive in to some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Win the whole thing.
Nookie says, weekend winner. The Michigan player that hit a triple, then snorted up the third base line.
So good.
Yeah, if you missed this, well, it was just that. Dude hits a triple. and then
It was just that, actually.
He slides into third head first and then immediately snorts the third base line. I got to say, Jake, I always used to, like football practice or walkthrough stuff, you would do like fake celebrations that were definitely risque and over the top, but you would never actually do them in a game.
Right.
I even think this might be a step too far. It's objectively very funny, but I know that coach has got to be pissed at him today. It's a bit of a weird message. Like, I think the line is kind of Whit Week shotgunning the beer. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's fun.
Yeah, which is what you always said you would have done.
You still get the part more atmosphere. Yeah, exactly, right? Shotgunning the beer, sick, snorting the third base line, keeping it real might have gone a bit wrong there. Maybe that's a step too far.
Yeah, it probably feels like it is. Anytime you're using the chalk as a line of cocaine, probably a step too far. I mean, maybe if the U did it, it'd be acceptable, but you can't be doing it up there in Michigan. What are we doing? I told you off there. I know their coach a little bit. I don't think he loved that.
No, and boy, and the thing is, the kid's an actual degenerate, too, because he just got caught up. He was fired up and just got caught up. He's being too many snow memes on Instagram, and he went straight back to the 1980s.
Yes.
But it was funny. So, good on you, because it was funny as hell.
It was good. I mean, I laughed.
Hashtag weekend winner. Roy Kent says Ted Lasso renewed for season 4. I never even finished season 3.
Yeah, I did. I'm in the middle of the last episode of season 3, and so when I saw the news that it was returning, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and watch the final episode to get ready for it. I know the storyline's going to be a little bit different, but I'm excited. I like Ted Lasso.
I thought the whole thing, though, was that they ended the show. Like, they ended the story, but no. They said he's going to be in charge of a women's football team this time around.
Yeah. So I guess it just changed. I guess it was so popular, demand.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So that's always tough, though. You take a hiatus like that, you're done with it. Like you kind of like put that up in the vault, and you're like, okay, that was that. Can you come back and create that same magic?
Yeah, Sudeikis is gonna. Somebody's asking if Sudeikis will be involved. He will. He will be involved. Hashtag weekend winner. Parade goers for the perfect weather on Sunday. True. Again, Jake, not to rub it in. It was an unbelievable day. It's an unbelievable day today, honestly. It's already warmed up, y'all. Hashtag weekend winners. The BR Zydeco. Not because they lost this weekend. They put on a fun of it, and everyone here should attend. I did see the Zydeco St. Patty's Day jerseys. They were sick. Apparently, my boy Drew is also a hardcore Zydeco fan, which I had no idea of, and I actually opened that door, and then he was just texting me constantly about Zydeco. Weekend winner, softball, absolutely. Weekend winner, Black Mirror fans, new season drops in April. True. I thought, have you seen the new trailer?
I have not. I heard you talking about it on Friday, but I haven't yet to see it.
You want to experience existential dread about the AI wormhole that we are just hurtling into? Don't worry, Black Mirror is going to be there to exploit and highlight all of your greatest fears.
Cool.
Dub says weekend winner, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins getting paid. That's crazy, dude. I still can't believe the Higgins deal.
How about when you break down Derek Stingley Jr.'s new deal, and again, that just came across the wire, 3 years, $90 million. He will make 95 cents per second, $57.08 per minute. He'll make $82,191 per day. He'll make $576,923 per week, and he'll make $2.5 million per month. For those keeping track at home.
God. Good on you, Sting. Real talk though, like if you want to take a step back and not just, and like actually talk about Stingley, which I guess I didn't do a very good job of. It is insane the amount of expectation and burden that he carried with him into college, immediately fulfilled, but then went through the wobble a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Went through the wobble a little bit where he kind of fell back a little ways, dealing with some injury stuff, some other stuff, and when he left LSU, it wasn't quite with the amount of fanfare that you would have expected.
LSU was down as a team as well, so that played into it.
Yes, and then granted, like the NFL didn't bail on him too. Or when did he get drafted?
It's like 4th overall.
Yeah, exactly, right. So they still knew the freak that he was, but all he's done there is fulfill and exceed all expectations. Shout out to Derek Singh, definitely a weekend winner. Nookie says, hashtag weekend winner, the curse of Cageonomics. Yep, shout out to him. We love to see it. And I'm okay, last one for me here, and then I'll let y'all go. This is one for me. Hashtag weekend winner. If you are a fan of Andor, Tony Gilroy, one of the best screenwriters working today, who, of course, also wrote Andor Season 1, said on his approach to Star Wars, quote, "We're trying very rigorously to be more serious about this ish than anyone has ever been." So Gilroy and company locked in for Season 2 of Andor, and your boy could not be more excited for it. Really pumped. Really pumped.
There's too many. There's so many shows like on Disney alone.
I'm falling behind so
between Marvel, Star Wars, just everything. How does anybody keep up with that?
I don't even watch them all anymore, right? If it's good, I'll watch it. Like I loved Skeleton Crew, but Andor remains. Like there's a few things that I give elite status in the new age of Star Wars. One would be Mando Season 1 and 2, especially Season 2. I would say Rogue One probably passes that mark. And it's probably then just Andor. And I would say Skeleton Crew, but I understand if... Well, I don't know. I would say Skeleton Crew. But yeah, Andor Season 1's the best adult Star Wars I've ever watched in my entire life.
Oh, nice.
And now I cannot wait for Andor Season 2.
All right. Didn't know it was that good.
I mean, the thing is, Tony Gilroy, he wrote like... I'll look up Tony Gilroy on IMDb. Anyway, who else has winners?
Alondra?
Yeah, Alondra, Tay, what y'all got?
My weekend winner is going to be one Jacob Hester, because not only has Kyle Juszczyk found a home in the NFL, it is back with the San Francisco 49ers on a 2-year deal. So they had that brief spat between the two sides. Well, he is back in San Fran in that offense. So the fullback not completely dead in the NFL.
That's right.
Look at that, dude.
Ricard signed back with the Ravens. Not saying we're making a comeback, but also not saying it.
Yeah, all it took was what? Taking a pay cut? Great.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's about survival, right? I didn't say we were thriving. We're surviving.
Surviving, yes. Of course, Tony Gilroy, looking at his IMDb, the writer of all the Bourne movies. I didn't know he adapted Armageddon back in the day.
God, Armageddon. Talk about an underrated movie. I love that movie.
State of Play, Rogue One, Michael Clayton, which Michael Clayton's a good movie, but...
Good receiver as well.
He's a great receiver.
Yeah.
One of my favorite. The way he used to block, too. That's what I love about that 03 team.
Baller.
The wide receivers used to get after it. Blocking for horn bosses and whatnot.
God, I would have loved to run behind that offensive line, those tight ends,
Ben
and those
Wilkerson
receivers.
Pulling out in front of you.
Peterman.
Clay. Oh, again, Peterman. I've met him one time, and I have you just immediately know who you're dealing with. He's a bully.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
Yes.
He's intimidating and scary. He's just a guy that you do not F with, and you can tell just from the energy that he gives off.
Yes.
But the Michael Clayton thing's interesting because my brother-in-law is a screenwriter, and apparently in screenwriter circles that's considered to be like one of, if not the greatest screenplay ever written, and that's the guy working on Star Wars. Let's go. Alondra, you got any weekend winners?
My weekend winner was the Michigan baseball player sniffing the ground. But did we do Jamar Chase and T. Higgins?
Yes, we did.
Okay,
yes, we did.
Then no, I don't have any.
We're separated by time and space. I get it. And then, what was I going to say? Oh, somebody said, what, no love for Book of Boba Fett? No, I mean, look, Book of Boba had a couple of cool parts, but ultimately was a pretty big misstep. And I love Robert Rodriguez. I just don't like stylistically with what he tried to do there. I don't think it worked.
I'm going to give a little love to the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And I know it happened days ago, but this is our first weekend winner since it happened. The most games that Mark Few has ever lost in conference play was this year with 4. They lost 4 games. They hadn't lost 4 games in conference play, since the 97-98 season. That's how dominant they've been in the West Coast Conference. They lost 4. St. Mary's beaten them twice in the regular season, but did not matter. When it came to the championship game in the West Coast Conference, Gonzaga took down St. Mary's. They win another West Coast Conference title, and now they're going to be in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, they get an 8 seed, and they're playing against, I think, a very winnable game against Georgia out of the SEC, because like half the field's from the SEC. So, of course, they're playing an SEC team And if they win that, they'll have a chance to match up with the 1 seed, the Houston Cougars. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough for them to keep their streak 10 straight Sweet 16 appearances.
Yeah, weekend winner, I guess this is worth resetting, even though we did the whole first hour on this, but softball sweeping, baseball sweeping, LSU Gymnastics, SEC champions. Number 9, LSU in women's tennis comes back. They secure a victory over a ranked South Carolina team. Again, you got a top 10 golf team, men's golf hitting the road, and a ranked women's golf team as well. Hitting the road. So a great weekend for LSU Tiger sports. And then, of course, Coach Mulkey's squad, the LSU women's basketball team, going to host once again. They end up with a 3 seed?
Yep.
Here we go.
San Diego State.
I haven't seen their draw yet, Jake. How are you feeling about it? I mean, for what you know.
San Diego State's, not that bad for a 14 seed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a late tip, and so that's, it's something that they're going to have to figure out and handle. But when we talked with Coach Mulkey last week, this is kind of where she thought that they would end up being. And so when you look at the pod of teams that are going to be in Baton Rouge, Florida State and George Mason. So that's your 6 and 11 seeds that are going to be traveling to Baton Rouge. Now you're a 24.5-point favorite against San Diego State, so I don't expect you to lose this contest by any means. But it's a good 14 seed. It's not directional school U that maybe nobody's ever heard of out of a weaker conference. So certainly a nice little test there in game number 1. And it is wild. I remember doing shows at the beginning of February, and Florida State was kind of projected to be in the pod there in Baton Rouge, and so that held true. And so Florida State, George Mason, Florida State's the 6th seed, George Mason the 11th seed there, and hopefully it will be LSU versus Florida State. I can place a bet on it with EJ, and I can win that bet.
It's a late boy Saturday night.
I know, that's what I said.
9:15 in the PMAC this Saturday. So get your coffee, whatever get your Taylor. Are you gonna have a white monster ready to go for Saturday night?
Green one.
Okay, a green one. Oh, really? Yeah, interesting switch up. But yeah, 9:15 Saturday night in the PMAC. Get loud, get crazy, support your LSU Tigers against the Aztecs. Also, Jake. Weekend winner. Give me the Lynn Rollins line, not Livonia looking like the Audubon, which was a genius one, but the Columbus line.
If the wind would have been, this is paraphrasing, if the wind would have blowing like this, Christopher Columbus would have gotten there in 1491 and not 1492.
Lynn, we love you. You are a gem, an absolute
2
treasure.
bangers this weekend. That's just ones that I caught.
An absolute, I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's just nonstop, man. Weekend winner, St. Patty's Day Parade. Parade was awesome as well, guys. Shout out to the pals. I got to go party up there. They did through an excellent St. Patty's Day get together. Just what a great weekend in the capital city.
I don't like you very much right now.
I know.
You know why? Because Saturday, Hudson had a baseball tournament in Port Allen. Okay.
That sounds
now
fun.
they were supposed to play at 12. The first pitch wasn't until 3:45.
Oh my.
So it was raining, so we left. So because I wasn't going to sit there for 3 hours. So we left, we came back, and him and I grabbed something to eat in Baton Rouge. But they cut the game times down, T-Bob, to 55 minutes because of the rain. So 55 minutes, and that age group, there's going to be a lot of pitches, a lot of walks. He had 1 at-bat in each game. They only played 3 innings in each game. I drove across the Mississippi River, double the at-bats that Hudson had in the tournament.
Guys,
that was my Saturday.
Why don't we just call the tournament? I guess there's money involved at that point, so you can.
Oh, and plus you pay. So you drove into the parking lot. You didn't get a chance to get out and then pay. No. To get into the parking lot, you had to pay.
Yeah.
So if it would have got rained out, it was a money grab.
Please don't. Yeah, they couldn't do a rug pull. They had to go through with it.
That's the chances you take with old youth baseball, as everybody knows. I'm not even hating on the tournament for doing that. That's how it happens.
No, man.
Every single one. So that was my Saturday, and then Sunday. Yesterday, left Baton Rouge, 4-something in the morning, got to Shreveport, did the camp, got right back in the car, and drove back. Got here about 8:30 last night.
Yeah, weekend loser.
My weekend?
Liver and Jake's weekend both had a similarly tough go of things over the weekend. All right.
But your liver is calloused.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
This is not the first time into the fray.
As soft as these radio hands may be, my weekend might as well be working double turnarounds at the plant for years now. I mean, my guy can weld, build, whatever. He can grind in a 100-degree furnace, whatever you need. My liver's got it. Until it doesn't, we'll see.
I don't know, man. That some beach is
he's callous.
He's weathered.
Yeah, he's callous. Like
whatever you want to call it. He's that old guy that, no matter what, he's going to get the job done.
Always get the job
Your liver's
done.
wearing Carhartts right now.
Hell yeah. That's a working man's liver right there, Bo. Not working man hands. A working man's liver. All right, more off the bench when we get back.
Off the bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, where it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy new, you want to do a Toyota certified used vehicle, or you get a great price and get excellent warranty coverage on said vehicle still, or you just want to lease or rent. Miss Lee says she's got cheaper per day rental prices than traditional rental companies in there. And again, guys, if you need a body shop or a service center, remember All-Star is open to all makes and models. It's off of Airline in Goodwood, so it's very conveniently located no matter where you're listening from. And if you mention OTB when you go in there right now, you get $250 towards that deductible. You also get the quick turnaround times, excellent lines, communication, texting, calling, whatever you choose, but a human always on the other side. And no decisions made without you making the final call. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today.
Yep, when you go there, remember, if you are wanting to rent something for spring break, you got the trip coming up, you need something bigger, you're going to have more luggage, right? Maybe you have more people in your vehicle. Maybe your kids want to bring a friend to spring break, whatever it might be. They've got you covered. They've got the full-size SUV. They've got the trucks. They've got the van, mid-size SUVs available to rent today. Go ahead and schedule that rent at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler.
One more time.
Welcome to the 7th ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Here at Country Club, Louisiana, celebrating dreams come true of Louisiana, DCT of LA.com. If you want to go give today, anything you can, it's for an incredible cause. Real quick here, Jake, before I throw it to you, you found the A&M stat that I was looking for earlier, but highest paid receivers in the NFL right now. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson find themselves at number 1 and 2 in the league. Jamar getting $40.25 per year. Jefferson getting $35 a year. Then it's CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, and then T. Higgins coming in at 28. But Jets and Chase still doing it. 1v2 in the league. Unbelievable. Congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, and there's 2 more that are probably coming to be somewhere in that group very, very soon.
Jake, so earlier we mentioned A&M getting swept by Alabama, and what a disastrous start to the season it has been, especially considering they were ranked number 1 in the preseason. And, well, it's a bit of a historic collapse here at the beginning. Give me the stat.
Yeah, and this is something you brought up earlier. In 2025, Texas A&M became the first Baseball America preseason-ranked number 1 team to lose 4 in a row in the first month of the season since 2009, Texas A&M.
Oh, my God. 2009? So it was 15 years ago, 16 years ago, and yet still A&M finds themselves on the wrong side of mediocrity. Couldn't happen to a better program. Absolutely hate to see it. Jake, did you have any shocks in March Madness when the Selection Sunday, when these seeds were announced? Anything surprise you?
North Carolina getting in certainly did surprise me. I didn't think that they had the resume, even though it was UNC. I just didn't think they had the resume to get in. I thought Indiana would get the spot that North Carolina ended up getting. Boise State's another team that got left out. Texas being included was a little bit of a surprise for me, T-Bob.
Yep.
But North Carolina getting in, because I thought Boise State was ahead of them. I thought Indiana was ahead of them. I kind of thought Ohio State was probably on the same level as them. But North Carolina gets in, and I know there's a lot of people saying it's because it's North Carolina. There's probably some truth to that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you can, it's kind of like getting Texas in. If you can find a way to justify it, it's not the worst thing to do from a brand and let's make money perspective.
So, it's the argument of, okay, well, Indiana also kind of has some of that as well, and they don't get in. And so you pick North Carolina over Indiana. Like, I think Boise State probably had, a resume that deserved to be in, but unfortunately for them, the Broncos are never going to get in over the Tar Heels.
No.
If it's like on the same level. So North Carolina getting in, that was a little bit surprising. Arkansas getting, an opportunity to get a bye, that's a little bit surprising as well. But North Carolina will probably be, if you're asking me, like, who was the biggest shock to get in, probably the Tar Heels.
Yeah, when I was watching a bit of that game in the background on Saturday, I want to say that Duke was killing them. UNC came back, right? But
24, 26 points, and UNC came back, and it was a 1-point game. North Carolina makes the free throw to tie it up. I believe it's 72. But you had a lane violation.
Oh, that's right. He jumped in the lane. Oh, my. I saw that, dude.
So
he spazzed out, dude. He just.
So all that work to come back now, I had him +8, so I was away.
Nice. See, there you go, baby. That's why you need to be following the pick and roll picks coming at your March Madness. Tail Jakey. We need to add up your total record as well.
Yeah, I'll try to do that here during the next break.
By the way, guys, shout out to a brand new partner here on Off the Bench, and that is Cool Pro HVAC.
Let's go.
You can visit coolprohvac.com today. You're going to keep your home comfortable all year round. Keep your cool. Call the pros. Now, what are some great ways in which Cool Pro separates? Their advanced monitoring. Okay, we're talking proactive, real-time tracking of your system's performance to prevent issues before they arise. Speaking of preventative, we know how important an HVAC system is that's functioning correctly to your home, but also, look, avoid the extreme issues that end up costing you the most. I love this. They have the Pro Plan, okay? It's $99 a year. So no monthly BS, okay? A one-time fee, bam, you're good to go. And by the way, that is free for military. It's free for first responders, military veterans, so giving back to those who sacrifice so much. But the Pro Plan includes live monitoring, priority scheduling, 1 hour service windows. And again, we talk about financing. We have flexible financing, cutting edge, smart home integrations, 24/7 emergency support, and then a customer service that can only be achieved by locals, because that's what this is. It's a locally owned business. This is not private equity coming in and buying up, and you're just a number on the spreadsheet so they can sell you back for more. No, Cool Pro gives a damn. They are your neighbors. So again, keep your cool. Call the pros. Go to coolprohvac.com today. That's coolprohvac.com. And we love getting new partners here. So thank you to our friends over there at Cool Pro. All right, why don't we get into some of these spring football changes as Brian Kelly has announced what they're going to be doing about the game. Also, Jake, though, I did see Jack Pyburn mic'd up at a practice that they put out there on Twitter. Also, I talked to someone that got to stick around for an entire practice here recently, and it appears that it is now official that there's yet another psycho white boy on this LSU defense to go along with both Weeks brothers.
Which, look, it is okay to add a certain amount. We talked about it. Now, are you at your limit? Probably so. They needed some of it. They've got all of it now. Let's see how it works out.
I'm really excited for this defense, man. I was talking to Greg Bowser here. I haven't seen Greg in a long time. Shout out Tiger Zone. Used to host it at LeBear's Wednesday nights.
Tiger Zone.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that when I first got here.
Shout out Greg. But, yeah, man, he was asking what I think. I'm like, I think this defense is going to take a big step forward this year. They got the players. They got the coaches. Now it's just remains to be seen. All right, coming up next, so let's talk about what LSU is going to be doing for a spring game this year. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Baton Rouge is home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, We know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
FusionImplantCenter.com. Remember, one moment can change a day, and one day can change your life. Your perfect smile starts at the Fusion Implant Center.
For the professional, it's not enough to just possess knowledge. That's why at GMC, we seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries, while pushing the limits. And we put this knowledge to the test in every GMC Sierra by engineering each one to outperform your expectations. So you know you're getting precision and durability when you need it most. And that's what makes the GMC Sierra the truck worth knowing. We are professional grade. See your Bayou GMC dealer.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
And y'all, welcome in. Welcome back to OTB. So LSU announces over the weekend that instead of a spring game, LSU is going to have more, Jake, of just a normal practice. And it'll have an open practice April 12th inside Tiger Stadium. Gates are going to open at 9:30 a.m. Admission is free, and it's going to be followed immediately by an autograph session.
Yeah.
So if you want to get out there, you want to meet some of these players, some of your favorite players, you want to have the kids out there, come get some autographs, shake hands, and whatnot. It's going to be a very fun day. Also, not going to be televised. And this is a part of a larger growing trend that maybe we've touched on here, but I'm not even sure if we have, where a lot of teams are foregoing a spring game. And I got to say, I understand why, and I actually support it. And it's funny, Jake, because it's not like people want to say it's an injury thing. No, it's not an injury thing. You get hurt in a practice just as easily as you can in a spring game.
Right.
Really, it's more about kind of hiding your roster a little bit.
That's what a lot of coaches are worried about.
Yeah, I mean, so you don't have to have somebody flash on the SEC network and then another coach come in and say, wait a second, he's on there 3 deep? Well, he would play immediately here. Second portal window's about to open up. Let's go ahead and pay that kid. And you could say, oh, well, T-Bob, they can still send scouts to it. True, but you still make it a bit harder. You're not making it easy on them. So, yeah, I kind of love this idea of treating it more like OTAs and being a bit playing a bit coy with your roster, maybe trying to hide the depths of your roster so that it can't get poached during the second spring window.
The second spring window, how's it going to turn out this year? Last year was defensive tackles, but coaches are trying to hide all those, young players that they've got a plan for that nobody really knows about or nobody really knows how much they've developed here early in their career, and nobody wants to put that on tape. It's not even the plays. Like, they don't care if you see their concept, their scheme, their new coordinator, and what they're going to do. They just don't want you to see, oh, man, that strong safety, that was a 3-star that we were ready to pull the trigger on, but we decided not in the last minute. We didn't want to do it. We didn't feel like he was ready. Oh, he's ready now? Oh, he could help us. Like, teams just don't want that.
And so they're still going to do a bit of a scrimmage, right? But it's going to be more like a normal practice. There's going to be red zone, special teams, third downs. You'll do some full teamwork. I got to imagine maybe a difference in normal practice, Jake. I think they will keep the concepts simple.
Yeah.
Like that's still not, you're not overly concerned about that. But whenever you're in the public, you still tend to just run a more kind of base sort of setup. But yeah, this is something that you see across the country, and it's a direct response to this new era of college football developing. And again, I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, Matt Rule was talking about this as well. He said, quote, "The word tampering no longer exists. It's just absolute free, open, common market. So I don't necessarily want to open up to the outside world. I don't want all these guys to be able to watch our guys say, wow, he looks pretty good. Let's go get him." So it's now for what it's worth, Kelly did say, quote, "I wasn't worried about that. I think if you're going to lose a player, it's not because of what they put on film in spring ball. It's because of what happened to the entire semester or year. I think that was just an easy soundbite to get out from under having a spring game." So maybe Kelly's saying he doesn't agree, but you know who else isn't broadcasting their spring game? Alabama.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is doing their kind of Pro Bowl tug-of-wars and, the series of fun games. Oklahoma players are doing combine-style drills. So regardless of what everybody says is their reason why they're not doing it, everybody's not doing them anymore.
I really don't care if you have a spring football game, because by the end of it, and you've covered them, I've covered them, I've done sidelines for them. I mean, they're long-winded. to say the least. I actually like the fact that they're opening up a practice. If you're an LSU fan, you'll get more out of going to that open practice than you would a spring game, because an open practice, you're still going to have good on good, way more than you would have in a spring football game. A spring football game, it's usually like the one offense versus the two defense, the one defense versus the two offense, which kind of turns into the threes. You're
dividing the players into teams for no real reason.
In a practice, you'll get good on good. Yeah. It's not in a move the ball maybe situation, and maybe they do have a move the ball situation in it, but you're going to get 2 minute. You're probably going to get third downs. You're going to get red zone. You might get some inside run, probably going to. Maybe you'll get some goal line, but whatever, you're going to have different situations that, if you're paying attention during the practice, you wouldn't get in a spring game.
That's where we're at. T-Bob's brain. Just stumbling all over yourself as you try to say something. All right. Let's do this then. We are actually going to leave time for Ask the Bench today, guys. So you want to get your questions in. Hashtag Ask the Bench. There in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. Also, I know, guys, I see a lot of people upset about ads in the midstream. That is not a guaranteed thing. Remember, that is a YouTube thing, I believe, because we play the music and whatnot. All right, more OTB closing out the show. Hashtag Ask the Bench coming up next.
Off the bench.
Hey guys, I want to remind you about Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888 is the number. Or you just go to getgordon.com. You fill out a free consult right there online. They get in touch with you immediately. Also on the website, you can see the cases that they handle. You can see results from past customers. You can also see all of their philanthropic endeavors under the Gordon Gives tab. So the website's a great landing spot for everything. You can also follow them on social media at Get Gordon. You'll see a lot of content with your favorite athletes, the members of the G Team. So when Big Insurance is trying to get one over on you, get somebody who's going to fight for you and get you what you deserve. Get Gordon and get it done.
Go to the website, getgordon.com. It's a great resource for you. I mean, right there, as soon as you log into the website, it's going to pull up a chat box. So any question, concern you might have is going to get answered right there on the homepage. But also, pick up the phone, give them a call today. And it's throughout the state of Louisiana. So no matter where you're at, just put your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1.
Faster, stronger. That don't kill me, can only make us stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer.
Back at it, where sports talk meets pure chaos. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, guys? Are you dropping another pick and roll today, Jake?
Well, there's no games.
Okay, so it's only on game day. I don't know if you were doing them ahead of time. So, but stay on the lookout this week. Yeah. March Madness, guys, for Jake's pick and roll picks on LouisianaSports.net. He added up 19 and 14 thus far. So, I mean, what? Expert gamblers are right there. That's 60% clip. That's money, baby. Literal.
Yeah.
Literal money.
Yeah. It's funny, like, the only day that I myself, like, parlayed all mine together was the 6-0 day.
You did?
I hit.
So it hit. Oh, my
God.
Yeah. That had to be a big boy.
That's good.
Now I just need Clemson or UConn to win the national championship.
That's right. That's right. Clemson got they got an interesting draw.
Little Dabo.
They got an interesting draw against Will Wade in Michigan State.
Oh, well, you know.
12-5 matchup.
I'd rather, I don't care.
So you're a winner either way.
Yeah, exactly. Because I always like when Louisiana does well. All right, let's. Well, actually, you said you had some numbers on the 2019 contracts, and we'll get to Ask the Bench.
Yeah, real quick. Joe Burrow, 5 years, $275 million. Jamar Chase now 4 years, $161 million. Justin Jefferson, 4 years, $140 million. Crazy that Jamar got $21 million more than Jets.
So damn near just because it was his turn, right? Damn near $1 billion worth of contracts out of 3 players only.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably hit $1 billion.
And then you've got
if you add it all up now.
Well, you got Derek Stingley, 3 years, $90 million.
Yeah.
Damian Lewis, 4 years, $53 million. Lloyd Cushenberry, 4 years, $50 million. Patrick Queen, 3 years, $41 million. Grant Delpit, 3 years, $36 million.
Come on now, 2019. All right, Ask the Bench.
$850 million just for those players.
Do you 800? Nookie, you just dropped landmines in every Ask the Bench. How many seasons till all fans not dominated by casuals? I don't know. We'll see. Don't let them win another one. Like that's the thing. LSU, whoever, at all costs, Tennessee must be stopped. We cannot let Tiny Tony and his little PP get the V's up consistently. Ryan Brack asked the bench, is there going to be a meetup event, or do you need to pretend to be a CCL caddy on one of these Mondays? No, we have some plans, actually. Alondra and Taylor provided some youth to the show, some fun potential meetups coming up, so stick around. We'll let you know. DJ Trauma asked the bench, how much does Tennessee beat us by? I say 200 with the pitching that we displayed against Mizzou. That is the type of coward energy that I'm trying to fight against. And, like, again, but that proves my point about why, even in a sweep, fans are feeling a bit displeased, is because instead of taking LSU objectively where they're at right now, you're just looking at Tennessee and saying, oh, well, look what they did, look at what they did. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Championships aren't won on St. Patty's Day, okay? It's all about getting better, improving, peaking at the right time. This LSU team got better over the weekend they swept. Ask the bench, do you guys play golf after the show, or does tea time happen during the show? Well, they're already out on the course. Generally, I have traditionally been able to get a few holes in at these events, and it's kind of funny because it's like the only time I golf all year when we do these shows, but real life has taken over a bit, and so no golf.
Yeah, same for me. I will leave here and start getting ready for off campus because today is 3 hours of basketball.
Oh, let's go. Hashtag Ask the Bench. How about that UL game ending on batter's interference on Friday night? The Cajunomics curse continues. I did not see that.
Against Troy.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. There's another one that's not a real question. Let's see here. I actually can't ask half these, even though it's some of them are funny. Will UL sacrifice a virgin to break the curse? Probably unlimited candidates to choose from. Says Nookie, talking about the K-Time shirts. Chat wants to know, Jake, when your bracket is going to be out?
I'll probably have that for tomorrow's show.
Okay, tomorrow's show?
Yeah, what's the... Ask the bench from me to you. What's the proper amount of brackets to be able to fill out? 1, 2, 3, like where are we at? Because I'm a 2-bracketer. I'm a bracket that I think is actually going to happen, and a bracket with my heart with what I want to happen.
I mean, I think 2's got to be the max. 2's got to be max. Otherwise, you run the risk of becoming the guy that nobody likes to talk to around this time of year, and it's the same guy that has like 4 fantasy football teams.
Yeah.
And so it's always like, well, I got Jamar Chase on this team. Oh, and I got so-and-so on this team. And I got this guy on this team. Well, it's like, okay, but what does that actually mean? None of that means anything. You have so many teams that, of course, you have every player on different versions. Like, you gotta make your bed and you gotta sleep in it. And I do feel, Jake, because maybe, like you said, you want to do a heart one, you want to do a brain one, that makes sense. You want to do a work one, you're doing one for yourself, that makes sense. But you cannot extend past 2 brackets.
You can't
Otherwise,
have 17 of them.
No, then nothing means anything.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many results in play that you're always going to be right, but you're also always going to be wrong as well. Imagine being in the mindset that how a team plays one day means how they'll play against each other. Yeah, I mean, exactly, right? We got a lot of baseball to be played until that moment. All right, guys, very fun day, benefiting a very great cause here at Country Club Louisiana. Shout out to all the presenting sponsors. Shout out to Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Look at this tasty little Bocock cigar I got right here. That's definitely going to help me. Can't help myself, though. I love these Bocock cigars. Shout out Dreams Come True, though. Again, guys, DCTofLA.com. Huge thank you to Bo Wegman here, getting everything production on site. Wonderful. Of course, Taylor Alondra holding it down back in the studio. Jake, thank you to you. And we'll be back in studio tomorrow for some more Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
You're right. This show's not over yet, is it?
Talking about Goodwood.
You're right. YourGoodwood.com. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, guys. You see, I'm feeling a little low energy, man. It might be time for a trip to Goodwood. Help me achieve my maximum potential. I've been hearing about these peptides. I'll be reporting back what that's all about. But the bottom line is we're taking control of our lives. We're taking control of our libido. And in 2025, we are no longer settling for mediocrity. So go get your consultation day, whether it's ED, HRT, or anything in between. Go to YourGoodwood.com.
Yeah, go to the website today, schedule your appointment, get everything set up right there on the website. See what they can do for you. YourGoodwood.com.
You work hard every day to pursue a life you love. You put in the time, and it shows. You're forging ahead, chasing a dream, creating something better for the ones you love. You're building your own life. So why not build your own tractor? With John Deere tractors and attachments for almost any need, the Sunshine team can help you do just that. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.